Yesterday, how did you do?
I got second place. I lost by 4 feet.
And today?
I was 700 pounds light because I didn't really know the weight of the tractor, and that was the first time I ever pulled her. And today, well, let's talk about today. I put her in the 16,000 pound class. I put her in third gear. They were all 280, 290. One was 310, maybe 312.
And you were?
I put her in at 370 feet right in the sand pile. And the only mistake I made, I didn't put her right in the registration booth with the girl.
Let's make some noise. Good running. John Deere out of Ocean, Iowa coming up. We got one right behind us.
Hello, friends, live from Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
That's right.
Right. Excited here. We went a half an hour earlier tonight. Brandon's here. He's getting old. You can see he's starting to lose his hair a little bit.
Yeah.
And Tori said she had to have him in bedtime. I'm just joking. So.
You know, I'm sure her and Grayson are watching right now as
Cool.
well.
Hey, Grayson.
Yeah,
How are you?
and,
Steve Bunny says he watches every Monday night.
You know,
Takes a licking. So
Steve is an animal.
He is an animal.
A guy that breaks his
arms and
wrist,
he still pulls out of
everything.
it.
Yeah.
I think we have that video in one of our Wild Rides videos. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I got Brandon tonight for the first 30 minutes. I gave Kenzie the night off. She was busy. She went down to Zellwood, Florida this past summer. Then at 9 o'clock Eastern, we're going to bring the Zellwood guys on. Then in 15-minute intervals, we're going to talk about different events coming up this winter. TNT, Lexington, Kentucky. Are you pulling there?
Yeah. Well, my brother is, so we pull Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Is
we'll
that the
have
light limited?
The light limited.
Okay.
There.
Yep. And then we're going to talk to Clint Tucker at 9:30 Eastern about the Cloverdale, the Midwest Winternationals. Then at 9:45 Eastern, we're going to talk to Mark Kelsey from Satsuma, Florida. That event is February 7th and 8th. And then at 9 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Eastern, and that's we go into Mike Eitel pulling through the past and our how did you name your puller? And then at 9:30, the California guys come on because they're 2 hours behind. We go into Massetti and Friends and our new famous Facebook Marketplace. I don't know if you've played this yet, but we put up stuff on the screen and we have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
We've been calling people. And if you're ever bored, Brandon, just bored and you want to laugh, just call the craziest stuff that you see on Facebook Marketplace and just and bargain with them.
Yeah.
Bargain with them.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
PRI, Performance Racing Institute, the largest trade show in the United States. I would say for a while pulling was dead.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So you're taking your tractor down there.
I am.
Full Pull Picks is going to be down there. We're going to be on Lucas Oil Stadium floor with Adam Bowers 5-engine unlimited.
Yeah, that's
now,
correct.
if that doesn't, and your tractor is sexy, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But if Bowers tractor does not win PRI, 5.
Well, right.
Because racers, they have one and they got smooth tires. One thing I noticed about is they rub your tires all the time because there's traction. They're like, what is this?
Yeah. Yeah. And then when you tell them it's too much and there's just a little bitty bars there is, and then they kind of really give you a funny look. But to your point, 5 engines, let's say 3,000 horsepower piece. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it works. It goes down the track. It was proven this year. So no, it is quite the rig for sure.
Yeah. So where are you going to be at? So real quick, Full Pull Picks. We're going to be down on Lucas Oil Stadium floor, booth 8127. If you were there last year, it's where we had my tractor and Brent Payne's tractor down there. We're in that same general area, but we're going to be promoting Full Pull Picks down there. Coltrane Energy Drink is not with Full Pull, but they're one of my sponsors, so they're down there on the end. So
absolutely.
it's going to be great to have them down there.
It's a great drink, by the way.
It is.
Yeah, very good.
So,
so to answer your question, Jason, I am going to be in the Tycon Industries booth with the Insanity tractor. So be sure to stop by. We are in booth 4349 in the Yellow Hall. There's going to be some sheet metal off on some updates that have been done.
This tractor, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That tractor right there. So Tycon has been very generous and wanting to get into the pulling industry and show what material they offer and what it is. So Tycon originally got started with titanium parts, and then it's kind of emerged with Stainless Brothers and Stainless Works. So they do a really good job. And of course, they have the best fabricators ever. So yeah, it's going to be a heck of a show, and definitely looking forward to be there.
Awesome. So Brandon, I texted him this afternoon. You live about what, 12 miles from Chase's house?
Yeah, I can get here in about 15 minutes.
About 15 minutes. So what town do you actually live in?
So I'm in Vine Grove.
Okay.
So that county is divided in 2 counties. So I'm on the Meade County side of Vine Grove, which is also where Brandenburg is.
Okay.
So that's where we get Brandenburg as our hometown.
Awesome. If you haven't figured it out yet, this is Brandon Phillips. He's live on Let's Grow Pulling. We're 30 minutes early tonight because I am at Chase's house. We came off the NTPA banquet, had a great time.
Yeah. Hey, we watched that live.
Did
Great
you?
job.
Cool.
Full
Yeah.
pull, by the way. That was really, really nice. And just thank you all in general for everything y'all done this
Thank
year.
you.
It's been a very good live stream and very good platform to
Yeah,
watch.
the banquet reached about 30,000 people on Facebook
Wow,
so far.
that's amazing.
So
yeah, no, it was.
I was like, whoa, we were watching the numbers go up. Like, wow,
yeah.
this is pretty
No,
cool.
It was.
So,
It was super good, super smooth. And, you know, you always have to crack up when you see Brandon Simon on the stage because you never quite know what's going to be said. And, you know, when Jody is quite lucky to have Brandon, to say the least. So that's always a good thing.
Well, because he always picks on you about your guys' joint Facebook account. So,
most definitely. So, great people. And
I think RJ talked in third person the whole time for one of his speeches.
Absolutely.
In typical RJ Simon fashion.
Yeah.
He talks about going to pick up that. So.
But it's not on sale, it's for sale.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
But shout out to everybody at the NTPA banquet. That was a lot of fun. Now, they moved it to Orlando, Florida.
I've heard that.
I posted on Facebook. Half the comments were like, we're, and half the I mean, every puller I talked to was going, woohoo.
Yeah.
They've been going to the, Misty Lustig made a comment on Facebook. We've been going to the same nursing home for 32 years. That hotel.
So when I heard that, you know, it kind of got my mind thinking, like, what other reason did pullers have to go to Orlando? It was nothing. I mean, unless you go to Disney World, I guess. But
well, it sounds like, and there's going to be stuff on display too.
Yeah.
So this is on the boardwalk at Universal Studios. I love to go to Florida, but it's not like I know exactly where all this stuff is. I mean, I've been to Universal Studios, but I think it's going to be more of a vacation because now it's just drive down and drive back.
Right.
Or fly in and fly out.
Yeah.
But I think people are going to go down for a week,
right?
You know, or spend some time down there. So
no, I think it is just for the fact of a change, something new, something different. I think it's going to go over very well and you know, I'm looking forward to it.
So before we dive into your dad and the history of pulling in your family, so I put a question. So NASAO, National American Sled Operator Association, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They meet at the same time every year.
Yeah,
and because when you go to a banquet, typically you see NTPA. Like I had the Outlaw banquet 2 weeks ago. I didn't go to the PPL banquet, but you see those pullers.
Sure.
So I walk into the bar Thursday night and there's Kevin Bauer from the Outlaws, and then there's Bo Simpson, and I'm like, whoa! And I see Donnie Bungart, and then so then Vaughn Bauer, the King, told me that that they have this sled thing here. So I saw everybody here. So I have a question for you, and this is for you folks watching at home too. How many pulling sleds, mini rod and big? So when I say a big sled, everybody knows like what you pull and what I pull. Yeah. How many big sleds and mini rod sleds you think are part of that association? Mm-hmm. If you had to guess. We had like 70 or 80 comments on social media.
So is this United States?
United States. They're all part of the National America Sled Operators Association.
62.
Okay, so you're a little low. So
oh wow.
I'm gonna let people. There's about a 15-second delay. Let me know your guesses in the comments there.
You know, it's kind of amazing, and you all touched on it when you were in California doing tractor pulls. It's just crazy that, you know, here we are in Kentucky and then you're pulling in California. But, you know, to think about that, you got North Dakota, South Dakota, Florida, New York. So they are all spread out. And, you know, you take the middle of August to end of July for Ohio county fairs.
Yep.
It's like there's one every day, it seems like. So of course there probably is a bunch of sleds. That's interesting. If I'm low at 62, that's I thought it was a good.
I don't know if the abbreviations are right, people, but I'm going to throw this comment up on the screen. Normally I have Mackenzie with me that does all this stuff, but she's back in Wisconsin. She's heading down to Peoria Wednesday. But how many sleds are part of the NASA? I'll let people guess it.
In Wisconsin right now?
How's the weather? It was 50 yesterday, but last week when I left, it was 10.
That's a little chilly.
So, but there is some snow finally up north. So Terry Earl says 75. Still a little low, Terry. Still a little low. This is my buddy from Bowling Green. So, what's up, guys? Sipping George Dickel 15-year single berry. I think you'd have to be careful when you say George Dickel. If you've had,
I was.
You could mess that up.
You did very well there because I was just reading it in my head. I was like,
George Dickel. Who's this George Dickel guy? So,
also, fun fact of here in Elizabethtown, Hardin County. So I'm going to say either within walking distance or within 15 minutes drive time, I can be at about 15 different distilleries. So
I thought you were going to say truck and tractor pulls.
That
Chase keeps telling me that there's not. So is Brandenburg the only Grand National in Kentucky?
In Kentucky, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is the other major association is the Mid-South portion of the Pro Pulling League, but yeah.
Corey, go higher. That's probably your wife, not your son. I'm guessing. Type a 95 in there.
He's a good guesser.
He's a good guesser. You think he said, "Hey, Ma, type a 95"?
Yeah.
Higher, Tori. Higher.
He, if I had to guess, so Grayson has this thing, like for a long time, he weighed 33 pounds. So everything, his age, his weight, everything. And if it had to deal with a number, it was 33. So it was just what it was, 33.
I like it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Like it. Again,
Kids are fun.
Let's Grow Pulling. We started earlier tonight live with Brandon Phillips. I am in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, heading to PRI tomorrow. Adam Bauer is en route right now with 15,000 horsepower, 5 big ones, and we're going to win. We're going to win PRI. I mean, I love your tractor. I'm happy for Tycon.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
when people realize that tractor's down there, I'm telling you, it's going to be.
Amazing.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
We think CJ's coming?
We're going to try to get him. He came to the banquet.
Did he really?
He came to the banquet. Yep. So, we're getting closer. Terry Earl's 150. Terry, you're a little high, Terry. David Vandenberg's watching on YouTube. You're a little high, David, but you guys are really close. Really close. We should give him like a free marriage at your guys' fancy. What's that called?
Phillips Grove.
Phillips Grove. That's amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
Chase showed that to me.
Yeah.
So.
No, you can definitely stop by anytime.
Yep. I'm happily married.
Yeah. Well,
I'm happily married. So
we renew vows as well.
Okay. When Chase gets married, will you host that there? So.
If I'm still alive.
If you're still alive. Well said. Well said. Again, Let's Grow Pulling. We started 30 minutes early tonight. We got 30 minutes with Brandon Phillips. He's charging me $1,000 a minute. So I owe him 30 grand. So I need everybody to head over to shopangryduck.com and buy a lot of t-shirts.
That's right.
So, hey, do you have merch for sale?
Well, no, we don't. It's something that we are working towards and getting there. So yeah, it's going well. So last year, Marty with Bad Gear had did some shirts for us. Marty did a great job with those, so he does have those for sale. But we personally do not, and that's okay.
That's okay.
Got
a lot going on.
We're all busy at tractor pulls, and
yep.
We used to have the shirts for sale, the koozies for sale, and all that stuff, and it was all fine and dandy. And I used to love it as a kid because it's like, Dad, I got $15 or something, and. But then as I got older and then started doing other things and, started doing more with the tractors, it was like, wow, this is it's kind of a lot of work.
It is.
So
it is.
It's
James, it's between, sorry, Brandon. It's between 145 and 150, James. You're getting closer. Brian Kilgore at 136, a little higher. David, a little higher. Terry, a little higher. Let's see. Are we doing dark celebrity squares later with James from Unknown? Yeah. So it's turned into a lot of fun. Like,
yeah.
We went for 5 hours a couple Mondays ago.
Wow.
We called, so they had this like redneck lawnmower for sale for $3,500. So what it was is it was a mud bogger, Brandon, like on a 4-wheeler ATV chassis, but it had a lawnmower top and had 3-foot tire, 36-inch tires.
Yeah.
We called them, and if you said to me, Jason, I want to talk to the most Louisiana rednecks in my life, we found them, and they answered the phone.
Wow.
That's great. We had to clip some of it out because they got a little excited, and I don't have much of a filter. I'm not nearly as polite as you are, but these people, they took it to the next level.
So
they took it to the next level.
Saying that we could potentially find some
good deals,
campground activities.
Yes, no, we are going to go buy this thing.
Okay,
and we're going to film the entire trip, and it's going to Bowling Green.
So something that's amazing. You may have seen it with your own 2 eyes. Napoleon.
Yes.
The bleacher trucks.
Yeah. Chase was telling, we call them the condos.
That it's amazing. If 2 to 3 stories.
Yeah, if you streamed Full Pull Live, pull, Phil Kelly, one of our field correspondents, we like to call him, went through the condos.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. Napoleon, if you're missing out, if you're sleeping on Napoleon, Ohio, that's great. So until I started working with Pull, I'd heard about Ohio pulling. Yeah. Okay, and I love the Midwest, Iowa, Wisconsin, where I grew up, but Ohio pulling, the regional pulls out there, the state level pulls the crowds are bigger than anything I see back home, besides like a Toma or something like, or a Hutch.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Kevin Hill, 148. You're just a little low, Kevin. He's a mini rod puller. They're always
Yeah.
a little off, those mini rod pullers. James Harmon, 148, just a little low. Terry Earls, just a little low. David Vanderberg, 147. Yeah, just a little low. So we're getting closer. We're getting closer on that. Again, the question is how many sleds, mini and big, are part of the NASAO or whatever? It's like National American Sled Operators Association. So like, yes, bingo, James Harmon, 149.
Yeah.
So you hear a lot. I don't know if I can get a sled. So like when I first asked the question, who did I talk to? I think Kevin Bauer.
Yeah.
I see him all summer long with the Outlaws, and he said there's 149 sleds. So that's the insurance. So, and we're going to get one of the guys on here.
Yeah.
But the inspection, if they have an accident, they talk about it, and what happens and different stuff like that.
Interesting question I'm going to ask, because obviously we know Vaughn, and he builds his sleds and they go across seas. We know Bo Simpson builds his sleds and they stay around here. Richard Love builds sleds. Who all builds sleds? I guess Brandon.
Yeah.
Bumgard builds them.
Bumgard builds them. I know Bellard. I think he's building a couple right now. He said.
That's what I was wondering, if everybody
just Richard Love builder. Yeah. For those of you watching, let us know, because I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I just know Vaughn does.
Right. And I knew
Bumgard does.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like everything's a Bauer sled. That's
Right,
where
right,
it's
right.
modeled off of a Bauer sled
Yeah.
or something like that.
Oh,
But
so
I'm
that's
not a
who all builds
I'm
them.
not a historian. They were talking about if you guys go, if you haven't yet, go to Full Pull Facebook, Full Pull YouTube. You can rewatch the banquet. Go to the very end to the Hall of Fame stuff. There's a gentleman that they talked about, but they talked about like in the 70s with the sleds, Lutke's sleds, and they got sued $350,000.
Oh my!
Because somebody said they had a patent on it, and
Gotcha.
I was sitting back there with Dan Mayer, and we were just amazed at all that stuff like that.
We know you take like Deb Sebastian. Did you know she used to ride on the sled in the farm show?
No way.
Yeah, her dad was the one that owned that sled, and so she would ride back in the back corner of it.
Speaking of farm show, breaking news! Congratulations!
Thank you.
Both of them get in.
Yeah, both.
So Loud and Light.
Yep.
And then what do you call yours? No, yours is Loud and Light.
Yeah. So
the green one.
That's interesting that you brought that up.
Oh.
And Extremely Insane, my dad. So
okay, here we go.
Yes.
Breaking news: Brandon Phillips is in the farm show, and Larry.
So we are, and we need your help, Jason.
Okay. For real?
Yeah.
You need to name a tractor.
We've got to rename the deer.
You got to rename the deer.
This year it went as
this could be a full show. We got 13 minutes left.
I know. So it went as John Deere
8340 or whatever. I don't know what she
we didn't want to take the name from the Simons or keep it if they wanted to use it.
They would probably sell you a name. Nothing's for free with the Simons.
Right. So so we campaigned the tractor this year under just the John Deere.
Yep. So they called it Loud and Light.
They did.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So
here's a video that I had Kenzie upload. You tell me where this is from. We're going to name Brandon's John Deere tonight. We're going to give him some names. So start throwing them into the comments. I'm going to show a video here of Brandon's tractor. And then you guys tell me, where's this? Do you recognize? Well, I'll play it first, Brandon. So where was that at, Brandon?
Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Okay.
So
please start typing names that you, Brandon Simon, joined Facebook.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate.
That would be
well said. You have this is your chance to hammer on him a little bit. He can't we can ignore all of his messages if you just want to rail on him. Go get after him.
It's I guess I'm too nice of a guy.
You are.
So that was
you're not as lucky as Jody is.
Right. Between my wife and Jody, I would hate to see the text message threads and how long they actually are. So
name, help us. Name. Save the best for last. Fatty Stacks. That's my recommendation. Brandon Simon cannot handle you. There we go. Okay. Help us name Phillips Light Super. I'll put this up here. The JD. Cool. Yeah, because I remember when they had it. Did they have it for a year or two? How long did the Simons have that?
One pull.
One pull.
Pullers Championship.
So that's right. And then
Yeah.
you guys bought it?
And then so
Nice.
that was kind of a funny story. I'll say real quick. So,
we like funny stories.
Yeah. So like weeks to this, prior to leading up to the Pullers Championship, whatever year it was, my dad, I didn't know this, called Mike Wilhite saying, hey, he bought a farm tractor in Nashville, Illinois, and he needed him to bring it back with him. So Mike has a big enough trailer where he can haul 2 tractors.
Mike
back.
Wilhite, Blue Blazes?
Yep.
Okay.
So we had both of the international tractors in the Pullers Championship, so we didn't have a way to get a 3rd tractor home. So Mike, out of the blue, calls me one day, and he was like, hey, what kind of tractor am I bringing back? And I was like, as first I heard about it, I don't have a clue what you're talking about. So I asked my dad about it. And he was like, it's just a John Deere farm tractor, just an old one that I bought out there, just come back. So we do have a decent amount of classic tractors that we like to just keep in the barn, as you've seen. So we get out there, and I'm like looking around like, who's delivering this tractor? So we go over to Brandon's trailer, and we're looking around, like, hey, glad to see the tractor's out, and just looking at it like, it's cool to have a John Deere in light superstock class, and just on and on and on. So the next day rolls around after Brandon runs it, and there's a points box issue on it. So I didn't actually get to run it in competition the second day. So we ran it after the pull. But prior to this, I had broke a rocker arm on my tractor, and I was fixing it. And in the middle of fixing it, Dad comes in the trailer, and he was like, hey, I need you to come with me for a minute. I'm like, what? Where are we going? And he was like, no, just come with me for a minute. I'm like, okay. So we go to Brandon's trailer, and he was like, hey, you're driving that tonight. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you're driving the Deere. And I was like, okay. So right after that, we go to the driver's meeting, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, congratulations on this and that. And I'm like,
so you had no idea
what are we talking about?
That this farm tractor was actually like super.
Right. And so then, of course, I started putting it together really quick. And definitely appreciated the opportunity to drive it. And then, of course, campaign it. And Terry and Josh Blackburn done a great job with it.
Yeah, they did.
So now, we have it and have to rename it.
Yep. So, like, do you want to go with the insane and the insanity, like the family thing, or do you want to do more than just green, please?
Right.
Or buck or whatever.
So,
again, fans, help us name Brandon's light super.
There is a name
John Deere
that we were considering, just because of course it went along with kind of the theme of it. But we're still contemplating on it. We'll see.
Okay.
See what kind of name.
So far we got Wicked Deer. Brandon Simon can't not handle you. I mean, that would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Brandon used to drive this or have some fun with Simon.
Yeah, Brandon did drive it the first time. So
save the best for last. I kind of like fatty stacks for the supers. Super stacks are fun. Is Phillips coming to the Midwest Winternationals in Cloverdale? I don't think they run light supers, do they?
No, we don't run light supers. I do know they run light limiteds. I'm not 100% sure if my dad or my brother is taking it up there or not.
Yep.
But yeah, the Cloverdale 320-foot track.
I was there. So. I was there. I got to announce with Miles Krieger and Doc Riley a couple times. Okay. And it was 323, 325.
No, it was always it.
We have Clint on in about an hour or about 40 minutes. And he said if they wanted, they could have 450 feet.
Yeah.
Because it's a long run in there. But obviously, that's a lot of staging area and stuff like that, too. So.
No, that is really nice.
Did you ever hook there with the ntpa?
I did. Yeah. So
any good luck there?
Yeah. So the kind of the rendition of the Insanity tractor, Brent Payne built a new motor for it, all new turbo package, everything. Done a phenomenal job with it. The very first run was there, and I think we finished like second or third, and it was the first pass on the tractor. I mean, it was just kind of amazing. And Brent and the team there at GMS done a great job, and got it down the track.
So Brandon says joint Facebook has a good ring.
Facebook has a good.
I mean, it's kind of we could work some marketing into that a little bit.
Yeah.
So. I have a buddy with a joint Facebook account too, so it's funny. We asked him.
It was social media is always a good time.
Insanity Green. So it's still early and not everybody's drinking as much as the show goes on. There's more alcohol.
So we do want to come up with something. And
how does that? Where did I know your dad named the original tractors?
So my dad actually bought the original tractor, and it was named Insanity.
Oh, okay.
So the name just kind of stuck with it, and then of course, everybody, of course, thinks that it's interesting that it's my dad, and sometimes he can have a good time, and that's so the name kind of stuck. One of the first paint jobs that my dad had done, there was an older gentleman that hand painted. So that's, if anyone remembers, that's where the actual plow hound came from. So on the back of my Insanity tractor now, the plow hound is back on the back of it. So it's just kind of an interesting.
I'm getting some text messages from the other room.
Uh-oh.
Chase Richardson, he crew chiefs for you at times?
And
he appears, I don't know if he's filling me full of crap or not, but you do well when he crew chiefs. Is this?
Yeah.
You would.
We're a great team.
You're a great team. Okay.
We're a great team.
Let's talk about this a little bit.
Yeah.
Greener at the end. It's got a little,
Yeah.
I kind of like that a little bit.
Yeah. So kind of back to the original name. So then Insanity, and then we had so the Insanity was a diesel, and it always stayed diesel. So the Insanity name stayed with the diesel. And then of course, as any other tradition, as you get an alcohol tractor, it's Insanity Alcohol Edition. And then Tim Engler in 2008, I think, built the next component tractor, which was the MX Hood. And so that's when the name changed to Extremely Insane. And then that name has kind of went across all of the other tractors until then. So
Insanely green.
Kind
of like that.
That's Darren.
But your family's all red though, right? Like everything, because like the fancy farm tractors I've seen, those old collectible ones.
Yeah,
those are all red.
But every one of the farm tractors that we use for whether it's hay, feeding cows, whatever, is all John Deere.
Okay.
So,
my buddy Ken Summers, the 4-1, they call it colorblind. They pull the John Deere and they farm all red.
Yeah.
So they cast them canvas like that all.
Yeah. So Darren Bomer, Darren?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a hoot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw him at the banquet this weekend.
Yeah. So. I don't know. This could be interesting because between Darren and Brian Carrington, they're good buddies, but which one's the better puller?
Oh, Carrington.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carrington stomp ass on all old Darren.
Darren's
a king of breaking axles. But Darren did wear a Beer Money Pulling Team hat to the NTPA banquet.
Awesome.
So I gotta love me some Darren.
I felt so bad for Darren. The first time he had the 1206 sheet metal out, broke the tire off, and messed the fender up and everything.
Him and Carrington are good buddies.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, they are.
His is endless cents or endless dollars or
endless.
But Darren and his boy both have hot farms, right?
Yep. And then Brian and his boy both have.
They do. Okay, cool. Well, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I got you for a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
Tell me one track or one facility. I don't care what association. It doesn't even have to be a national. That no matter what you do, it doesn't have to. It just doesn't. It doesn't end well. It doesn't end well. Like you just, for whatever reason, you just don't have good hooks there, or something breaks, or you break a toter, you blow a front wheel on your semi on the way there.
Well, previous podcast, similar question was asked, and it was Farley, Iowa, for multiple reasons. Farley is a great track, so it's definitely going to test your equipment. First year I was there, session 1, finished like second, third, I think. Next day, broke a fuel line, burnt the motor up, no big deal. Fixed it, went on. The next year, I think Dad had a small issue. I think we were out a year. And then the final year that we were there, we were leaving in the afternoon, of course, working. We get on the Gene Snyder here in Louisville, and traffic is kind of coming to us slow. And about the time we get a little push. Well, that's not good. So me and Dad, we're in the front.
I already know.
And it's like, this can't be good. So we go to the back, and the back door is just destroyed. Well, this isn't good. I immediately got on the phone with RJ, and RJ, I'm going to need some guys and some tools when I get there. And this was after Dad was already like, we're not going, turn around, going home. I was like, no, we're going to Farley.
Right.
Go. So we get there, and I think it's Jason, Brandon, or RJ if you're watching.
Jason Round?
No, there's another Jason there. He it's kind of the do-all type of guy that was around there. So he gets out there, and this was like 7:30 in the morning or something. I'm not fully awake, and the only thing I hear is grinders on the back door and hammers and different things coming off. And so anyways, we get the door down, and we go tractor pull.
So a tractor came unhooked?
No,
what did happen?
No, so we got the door down, and then there was actually a successful pull there. We actually left my dad's tractor with RJ. And it went to Blackburn shop to get dynoed before it went to Toma. And that was the last year we were at Farley. But Farley's always been one of those. We love going. We love the Simons. Always good, close family friends. And then we've just seems like either getting there has always been an issue or there has been an issue. But great facility. I think there's a big pool there coming up.
I've heard about it.
Yeah.
I've heard about it. Something about 50,000 to win.
That's it.
So we put a big thing on this weekend with all the weight that Brandon's lost that they should get back into the mini rods.
Yeah.
And Chase has one possibly. So we'll see what happens.
This could be interesting.
This could be interesting.
Yeah.
So that was always the thing. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, well.
Reindeer alcohol.
Yeah.
What's your guys' polling? Is it Insanity polling team?
Yep. Insanity polling team.
So please help Brandon and Tori and his dad name the tractor, the John Deere.
Yeah. And then
it's not going to be joint Facebook.
No, it's probably not going to be that one.
But
So
I mean, it's I like it that Brandon likes it. So
talk as a family and see what we can come up with. And then, of course, if we do decide on one of their comments and names here, this,
so we did name a super farm out of Wisconsin, a homegrown.
Oh yeah.
I forget their names now. Shoot. There 3 of them own it together, and Lemke works on it and stuff. Trip Downing.
Okay. Yeah.
Trip Downing's the main guy.
Yeah.
And there's I think Paul Luty, and then what's the other guy's name? But we actually, but he's a tobacco farmer, and they the way they built it was kind of like the Johnny Cash song, one piece at a time.
Sure.
And it was pretty neat. So homegrown. That's done that.
But yeah, on the Facebook page, look out for this weekend at the PRI show in the Tycon Industries booth. So definitely be some nice pictures and coverage coming up there.
Yeah, if you're coming to PRI as a fan, a polling fan, please take pictures of all the polling displays. Post them on your Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever you use, Facebook, and tag it. It's good for the sport. We actually are going to be promoting Farley. RJ is doing a 10-ticket giveaway at our booth.
Oh, awesome.
Booth 8127. Swing by, scan the QR code, and RJ and Brandon are giving away 10 2-ticket packages. And RJ and Chase kind of got together and talked about it. And I saw the sign today. We're going to have it on social media as well, but it's going to be great. So, okay, so real quick, you named worst place or where bad things have happened. Where does your tractor love to eat?
Jefferson City, Missouri, and unfortunately, we don't.
What? That's a ceramics old pull.
Yes, it didn't matter every time.
You just made Mike Eitel happy. I'm going to bring Mike on. So Mike is the co-host.
Speed track. That's a speed track. That is a screaming demon track, man.
Last year I won there. It was like 417 feet, and this was prior to pulling going beyond. 320 feet. So no, Jefferson City, Missouri is by far one of the most favorite pools I've been to. I tell you another one, Langford, New York.
Okay.
Always did well there.
Is that where Joe Ader's from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
9 times.
That's right.
9 times. I saw him this weekend.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's always a great facility. And we loved it because we never pulled in New York, so we got to go to someplace new. So.
Yep. Cool. What other light supers? So light supers pull Saturday at the farm show.
Yep. Saturday.
So you and Dad are in. And then who else? I saw Bobby Jones got in.
Bobby Jones in. I think I spoke with my dad right before we got on. I think he had heard from Martin Daniels too.
Okay. I saw him at
Marcus
Woodbury, Tennessee, Foster's Hook.
Yep.
We filmed that.
Yep.
For full pull. So.
I believe, so I believe Marcus Weddleson, I think is what he said.
Okay.
David Esteb, I believe.
How many do they take? 12.
Yep.
Because you guys get one session, right?
Yep. One session and one and done.
Cool.
So, but yeah, looking forward to the farm show. It's kind of one of those, we've considered hometown. Yep. It is only 35 minutes away, so sometimes it can be challenging, but Dad got it done in 2019, so we'll try again.
That's awesome. Yeah. Brandon Phillips, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having a joint Facebook. I enjoy that. Tori, love you. Girl.
Keeps everybody entertained.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
So,
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Brandon Phillips, everybody check him out. What's your booth number again? Did I write it down?
It's the Yellow Hall 4349.
Yep.
So we'll be there with Insanity and come by, take pictures, and
have some fun.
That's right.
All right, buddy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Michael.
What's going on?
I'm hanging out in Kentucky, and I thought, well, I got to do what Kentucky people do. I got to get Brandon Phillips on here. So
I thought you were going to say drink bourbon.
Well, I did drink some bourbon. I had some for supper. Pete, wake up. Pete, wake up. You're live.
I'm awake.
Okay, just making sure. John, how are you tonight, buddy?
Good. How you doing, Jason?
Good. Brandon, how are you, bud?
Well, hello.
Do you guys have any good names for Brandon Phillips, light Superstock John Deere? Brandon, you got any good names running around your head?
Is there one already out there, Psycho Deer?
Psycho Deer? You like Psycho Deer, Brandon? Yeah.
Oh,
Sounds like an ex-girlfriend. That's very true. No, it's all good. It is all good. Oh, hey, this is a good one. Charles Post says, family tractors are insanity. The JD is straight jacket. That's got some.
Oh,
That I think Charles, you might have just won a t-shirt, buddy. Straight jacket. I like it. We do have Full Pull Live playing in the background for all of you, though. I gave Mackenzie the night off because I'm down in Kentucky. I'm heading for PRI at 6 a.m. Adam, got to get Adam Bowers cross-threaded in, the big unlimited into PRI. So, John, Brandon, let's just highlight the last weekend, the mega pull. Kenzie and Julianne said that it was full of people on both sides. John, you got to be happy.
Yeah, we had 5 trucks show up, but we did really well.
These are the mega trucks fans. They had a lot more than just 5 trucks. So
yeah, we had a bunch of antiques and stuff like that, but the mega trucks, we had 5 of them show up, but we'll get more next year.
Good deal. Well, let's jump into the Super Pull, and I'll let you introduce Pete here. I got to find your commercial, and then we'll jump right into this. Thanks for jumping on.
Yep,
Michael.
no problem.
All right. So Zellwood, Florida, January 10th and 11th. Beer Money Pulling Team. We've been helping John and the team down there now, I think, for 3 or 4 years. It's a great event. It's always a great excuse to escape from the north where I live and head south in the winter. So, John, who do you got on tonight? Tell us about Pete, and we'll let Pete talk.
Pete Yarrington, he's out of Jersey. He's one of the many rod pullers that's come down for the last few years. Every time he comes down, he brings more people with him, more mini rods.
And they keep coming back, so that's a good sign, right, Pete?
That's right. Yeah, we're excited about coming back. We're ready to. What we got? A little bit less than a month, right? Or around a month, I guess.
Right, about a month.
What's the name of your association again? It's like the
We are the last link mini pullers of South Jersey. Last link. Yep.
Last link mini pullers of South Jersey.
You got it. Yep.
Okay.
Of South Jersey, as in like New Jersey, you come all the way from New Jersey to go down to Florida.
Yeah, New Jersey. Yep, we're 1,000 miles. I think it's from there from my house to the Zellwood track. I think it's like 997 miles or something like that. Just about 1,000 miles.
In your mini class, are you guys a naturally aspirated mini group, or you're not running any small blowers or anything like that?
No. We have small blocks and naturally aspirated small blocks, naturally aspirated big blocks. Okay, so you can run either one. Now, which do you run in? Do you have a small block or a big block? I have a big block.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So,
Jason, is that the same stuff that like Chuck Hobbs runs
exactly.
in? Okay, that's kind of what I was picturing and thinking. Mm-hmm.
And they're a hoot. I spent a couple hours with them a couple years ago back at the trailer, and I heard more freaking stories, and I laughed so hard with all those guys. And I love their accents too. You get them wound up, get a couple drinks in them, and they get lippy with me from Wisconsin. We had a good time, a really good time, Mike. So it was fun. Never forget these guys. Again, January 10th and 11th, we're going to be in Zellwood, Florida. John, as we're a month away, you just had an event this past weekend. You have a lot of great pulls throughout the year, but the Super Pull is your big dog. How do you let your fans know the difference between like a regular pull, if you will, and a pull that pullers come like Pete 1,000 miles away to compete at?
A lot of it has been word of mouth. Other guys telling them about it, and them coming down and seeing the track and actually liking it and showing up every year ever since.
Yep. Pete,
that's how Pete came down.
You come down to Zellwood for the first time.
I think he started.
Oh, sorry.
I have a late limited super. We went to they had us in Ocala for a couple years, and then we heard about the Zellwood pool there at the second time. So a couple buddies brought their minis, and I left mine home, and I said, well, we might as well just run minis. So we started coming down. Like you said, we bring some of our family members and stuff, make a little vacation out of it, and everybody comes down and get a couple good days of pulling, and a lot warmer than up here, so that's always a good thing. Do you still have your light limited? I do. Yep.
Okay, that's the one with the beautiful paint on it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to get a list of where to try to find some events, and it needs to be run more. That's for sure.
Awesome.
Pete, how many?
Go ahead, Mike.
I was just gonna say, how many mini rod pullers do you typically pull with throughout the summer up there in Jersey? And then when you go down to Florida, are those numbers just as big, bigger, smaller? What's the competition on both sides of that look like?
We have like for where I'm at, like Maryland. There's our little club. There's about 10 or 11 of us. I'll make a number of 10. The Maryland guys have about the same amount. The guys in Pennsylvania. So if I actually had a little event here at my place this fall. We had like a little fundraiser thing. We had like 22 or 23 of them, something like that, show up between the small blocks and the big blocks, you know. And
then when you head down to Florida for the Super Pull, do you see bigger numbers, smaller numbers? How many of your club members go down there and hang out?
I think it's about the same. I think we might have a few more big blocks up here than you guys than down there, but we've got a few more big blocks that are heading down this year. So we'll have a few more, we'll have some more coming down that way. So that'll be good.
What's the biggest adjustment that you have to make when you move from soil that's probably a little bit more comparable to what we have in the Midwest when you get down and start pulling in Florida? Is it sandy like everyone thinks, or just is pulling?
No, it's better than you think. I mean, our first impression the first year was like, oh man, we're not going to get a hold of anything, but it'll surprise you. It'll surprise you. We get a good hook, and I run same gear set and tire for everything pretty much the same here as it is in Florida for me. So things should be good.
Good.
Good sled, and John and those guys, they do a great job getting everything set up, and they make everything. It's a good event, very good event for everybody.
I'm just looking for a picture. I'm looking for a picture of Pete's Light Limited right now.
Outside of the mini rods, John and Brandon at the Super Pull, 20 to 30 vehicles in a class right there for the mini rods. That's awesome numbers. What are some of your other fan favorites and heavy hitters as far as class lineups that we'll see at the Super Pull coming up?
This year, another big class we're going to have is going to be the 2-wheel drive naturally aspirated trucks.
Yeah.
We've got 6 coming out of Indiana, and then some of our local ones that'll be there. And plus some of the guys out of Ohio that come down every year.
Probably like a good 15 truck class for them. That'll be a good show.
That's a perfect number. I mean, kind of any class, regardless of what you're doing, if you can get 15's a bread and butter number for fans and competitors and operators. And I will tell folks out there, I followed a naturally aspirated 2-wheel drive class all summer long. That is not a class to sleep on. That is an entertaining class, and those guys will move a lot more iron than maybe you might initially think. So that would be a fun one, I think, to turn our eyeballs on for this pull.
And another big class we have coming this year is going to be the V8 tractor class. We've got probably 10 or 12 of them coming out of Ohio on top of the other 6 or 8 that are normally at our Super Pull. So we're going to have a couple good sized classes there between the mini rods, the 2-wheel drives, and the V8 tractors.
Brandon, how'd your tractor run this past weekend?
About a foot.
I broke another hub. I keep breaking the hubs. Yeah, have to figure that out. But other than that, everything was fine. It was in 2 pieces on Monday, so I didn't really have time to figure everything out, unfortunately. But that's all right.
I get how it goes. Pete, how many guys do you think you got coming down with you this year, bud?
I was thinking while we were just talking. There should be 8. I'm thinking there's going to be at least 8 of us that come down. Small block and big block.
Good deal.
Should be. We had one guy I know was going to come with 2 tractors, and one guy broke, and the other guy's got a job. He's all over different parts of the country, and I think he's on the schedule to be away. So I know we lost 2. So I'm going to say 7 to 8 anyway.
Okay.
Is what we should be bringing. So yeah,
those are great.
We'll have a handful.
And because of Pete and I keeping in communication all summer long, we've decided to break our mini rod class to big block and small block classes.
Okay.
So there's so many of the big blocks coming, it'll be two separate classes this year.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. We just want to have a good time and everybody be safe and like I said, bring our families down. Everybody has a nice time and hang out for a couple of days. go get some
Yeah.
a couple good dinners and make a fun time out of it.
Yeah, Pete, I was going to ask you, do you guys kind of turn into like a little mini vacation, or do you just come down just for the pool?
Yeah, well, the last 2 years we rented a house. We've had over 20 of us with the families and stuff with the kids. We rent a great big house, and everybody kind of stays. We rented this year. We're not going to do a full week, but the last 2 years we've done like a full week. We're there, and but yeah, it's a good time. Yeah, we have a good time, and the one guy comes down with us. He has a cousin that lives down outside Orlando. So he always comes and pools and then goes to his house and visits him for 3 or 4 days and stays with him. So yeah, it's a good deal. Except for the ride, it's a good time. That's the worst part's the ride down and back.
What's the worst state to drive through, Pete, from Jersey down to Florida?
Oh boy. Probably South Carolina is probably about the worst because of the road.
Yeah.
Them roads it's rough, man. I mean, it'll beat you to death. South Carolina will.
All right, for all the South Carolina people watching the podcast tonight and listening, we want you to fix your roads so Pete can have a smoother ride.
Right. We need a better ride.
Yep.
That's right. Yep, that's right. But no, it'll be a good time. It'll be
good deal. Again, January 10th and 11th. Facebook and website flpullers.com is the website. FL Pullers on Facebook, and go ahead and check it out. John, we're doing a 15-minute segment every Monday night. I'm going to wrap yours up here in a little bit. What else do you want to talk about? Do you want to mention any sponsors? Anything else that you getting some questions that you want to get some words out there? Brandon, I know I don't talk to you enough. I'm sorry, buddy. You got more hair than your dad, but I do like saying that. So. John, what do we want to hit tonight before I let you go, buddy?
No, not really any new sponsors, so nothing on that. Just everybody come down, have a good time, and enjoy the weather. Better than being up there in the cold.
Agreed. And I will tell you the track is good because Scott Tedder's 3-engine modified picked the front end up and carried it all the way down the track. So that's a good sign. And we see the mini rods get their front ends in the air. So it's not what you think Florida is going to be. I promise you. It's Zellwood, Florida. It's a good track and a good time, and the promoters care about you. So
Jason,
checking in our 2-wheel drive guys.
You got to put the video up, Rob, of this weekend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got that. Here, hold on a second. So, Mike, talk to the guys for a second. I'm gonna go find a video.
The class I am sitting here looking at, pulling up your flyer that I've got over here, and you talk about Tedder pulling up the front end. Do you guys have modifieds that pull with you in Florida? I know this is a great time for some of the Midwestern and Ohio guys to come down and use this as a test and tune. Who is your closest modified puller, or are these guys all kind of coming from out of different leagues to come down?
Pretty much all come in from out of town. We don't really have much of those 3 engines because there's no like division down here for them.
Sure.
So nobody really builds them.
Kind of like, we talked last week about the mega trucks, and I really wanted to, come down or watch or be a part of it because I don't ever get to see anything like mega trucks, but I'm very blessed and I get to see modified tractors all year long. How do your fans react? You guys have your breed and brand of pulling, but when they see 3 or 4 engine, 7,500 pound blown modifieds, I mean, do the fans just eat that up, or do they think they're looking at spaceships,
I think they really love it. This weekend we had a couple of the mega trucks that were up doing wheel stands while they were pulling, and the crowd was going wild with that, same as they do with the multi-engine mods.
Yeah.
Everybody likes them. I mean, they're a showstopper. You see this big giant truck, and it's like, oh, what are they gonna do? And they just sit on the butt the whole way down. It's cool to see. So it's like our version of the multis, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I think that's really neat because you've got that big heavy hitter in both these shows, but you've got a lot of other good pulling equipment lined up in this super pull as well. With you got your modified trucks, and of course we talked about the naturally aspirated. But I think on your flyer right here it says you've got blown 2-wheelers as well. So is that just super modified 2-wheel drive trucks? You probably have a good amount of those show up, I would imagine.
Last year we had, I think, no, we didn't even have any blown 2-wheel drives last year. They didn't show. They didn't show up. We put everything on the flyer to try to get people to come from up north, and that way they think that they see that their class is on there if it's on the flyer. But we're going to run that class as long as it's on the flyer is what they're seeing.
So is this very much like the mega pull then too? If a group of people from the Midwest kind of show interest and give you a call, are you willing to say, hey, yeah, you guys can, if 5 super modified 2-wheel drive pullers called you and said we want to come down or whatever, would you guys allow them to run at this pull?
If there's 3 of you, we don't care what it is. We'll put you in class. It's just,
so I like that. So that's good too. And so for those of you out there looking at this flyer, like if you're on FL Pullers or Beer Money Pulling Team on Facebook or something, where it says things like, they've got 2-wheel drive trucks and it says blown in, naturally aspirated, 4-wheel drive trucks, diesel tractors. Like if you and your friends are sitting around and being like, hey, let's do like Pete and let's make a vacation out of this. If you get 4 guys that are willing to come pull in a class, you'll put that class out there for them.
Yes,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Dude, let the phone calls start rolling in. I would love that. That would be awesome. Jason, imagine if we could just, for the kicks and gigs of it, just get 4.
Well, that's why we do these podcasts, to get people talking, because people like smoke and noise in Florida.
I want to see modified 4-wheel drive trucks tearing up the track.
I'd love to see some 2.6 and 3.0s down here too.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, did your Missouri guy show up last week?
No, he's coming for Super Bowl.
Oh, he's coming for Super Bowl. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good deal.
All right. So where'd my video go? It's not loading. What the heck? Video.
Yeah, we don't discriminate on classes. If there's 3 of y'all, even if there's just 1, we'll do an expedition run. You'll still get your run. Like it doesn't matter.
Sorry, Brandon. Rob Waller, one of the John's cohort there, they run this thing. He was flagging down there, and pullers like to make the flagman run backwards. Mike,
this was what I spent the majority of my day doing. No, wait, I had.
I had that. There's a little bit of a delay there. Somebody's watching it, but yeah, it's a good time. Or I can hear it playing in the background still. So there we go. So yeah, so Rob got his feet tangled up there, Mike, a little bit, but he was okay. He didn't die, right, John? He's still alive.
No, he's still good.
Good. How's his pride? Is his pride okay?
Yeah, he bounced right up like it was nothing.
Good deal. Good deal.
I thought it was pretty graceful, honestly. I mean, I've done worse.
That's fair.
I've fallen on cones before, and it's not very fun.
Yep. Okay, fans. Well, we're going to let Pete and John and Brandon go. Zellwood, Florida, the Super Bowl, January 10th and 11th, flpullers.com, FL Pullers on the Facebook. John, I'll see you next Monday night, buddy.
All right, buddy. See you guys later.
Coming on.
See you guys later.
Thank you, Pete, for coming
See you in
on.
about a month. Yep, see you soon.
All right.
So we're going to go to Kentucky now. The first.
You're in Kentucky.
The first big. Well, we're going to talk to Todd Aiken next from the Kentucky Invitational in Lexington, All-Tech Arena, TNT. Got to do this event last year, and we'll be going back again this year. So excited for that. So I'm going to bring Todd on. Todd, how are you tonight, sir?
Hey, buddy, I'm doing okay. Can you hear me good?
You can hear you really well. I wanted to get Courtney on because she's cute and she knows a lot about the event well, but she said that no, I have to talk to Todd. So I said, well,
oh yeah, well, yeah, I'm sorry. Hey, before we start, I want to wish those guys good luck down there in Florida. I've been to that pool before, so just give those guys a shout out. It's an excellent event for the folks to go and watch and attend. So good luck to those guys down there.
Yep. So again, Zellwood's January 10th and 11th, same weekend as Cloverdale. We're going to talk to Clint after we talk to Todd, but this is the first full weekend of the year, Mike. The Kentucky Invitational, TNT truck and tractor pull, all the classes are listed there. Todd, why don't you take over? I want to just do some highlights of the event, and we'll have you on here every Monday night now until the pull. But tonight, just kind of what are the main things that Eddie wants to get out right now? Just you know what to do, buddy.
Yeah, well, this is our 13th year of having this event, so we're not new to the pulling world as far as the TNT truck and tractor pull goes. We have 3 sessions, 3 days, 4 sessions: Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday midday, and Saturday night. It's qualifying rounds, just like other events that are held around the country. We'll have the Super Mod 2s and the Super Mod 4s and the 3.0s and the light limited super stocks, the hot rod tractors, 10,000 hot farms, and then we'll turn around doing them again Friday night, adding in the 95 hot farms. Semis will run on Friday night. Saturday midday we'll have mini trucks, super stock 4-wheel drives, and the Pro Street 2-wheel drives. And then Saturday night we'll have our finals. You can find all of this right there on our website or Facebook page. All the pullers and vehicles are up, when they'll be pulling, what night they'll be pulling, what session they'll be pulling in. So it's a real good event. You guys have came down and helped us with it before. Look forward to working with you guys again. It's growing each and every year. We say we're in our 13th year, but we still grow every year. We still make changes and try to make it better for the competitors and the fans as well. And you guys done an excellent job last year running our board for us and doing video. And we look forward to that again this year as well.
So this horse park, you guys, is legit. Like Mike, I didn't understand horse country until I started coming down here with Full Pull the last couple of years, and then going to Eddie's Pull in Lexington. Beautiful country. And Mike, this facility is legit. It's a bull night. Everybody's got their own seat. It's really, really nice. A lot of great food vendors. I mean, maybe I'll just sneak on for this one, Mike. Are you back in school yet?
No. This is my final weekend before I return. This is the tail end of Christmas break. That's like, my cogs are turning here, boss, man. No, I looked at this event last year. I watched a lot of the videos from it. It's one of those for an indoor pool. It looks like there's not a bad seat in the house because of that bowl style seating you're talking about. And I obsess over this, but it's just so important to me. Yet again, another really well put together track. And when I think horse arenas, I think that loose, sawdusty dirt that horses that kind of do rodeos and what on. And I'm kind of thinking, how are we going to build a pulling track? Man, that thing looked like a tight track, and you better take it down a gear because it was going to take some power from you. It was a fun. I enjoyed watching some of the highlight videos from last year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Mark there at the horse park, he's been building our track for us for many years, and he knows how much water to put in that. It's a fine line, in that type of soil and that composition of dirt and sand. It's a fine line on making a good track out of that or making a swamp. And he is top notch at doing that for us every year. That's all laser leveled and shot with a transit. All their equipment is laser operated, so it's a phenomenal track. He goes in there the week ahead of time and starts bringing dirt to the center, raising that track up probably 6 to 8 inches in the center, bringing dirt in from each side, and it's a well put together track, and it will take horsepower there.
It's a good one. And then you get to see the Orange Blossom Special. So Eddie owns the Orange Blossom Special, Mike.
Absolutely.
I've seen that too.
I haven't heard exactly. I'm sure they will, but I don't want to speak out of turn. I feel like the Orange Blossom Special will make a return this year if all goes well. Like I said, I don't want to step out of line and say something that may not be exactly right, but I anticipate it being there, yes. And
I'll say it, Todd. We're promoters. We gotta bump it up.
Okay. Come on with it.
Come on. January 2nd and through the 4th. So it's Thursday night, 1 session, Friday night a session, and then 2 sessions Saturday, right, Todd?
Absolutely. And the ticket information will be right there on our Facebook page, TNT Truck and Tractor Pull. You can find all the information out there. If you wanted to buy tickets in advance, there's a number there you can call. We have pretty sure we have a package deal where you buy all 4 sessions and you get a discount for it, or you can buy it individually. If you can only do 1 night or 2 nights, you can do it that way. So it's a lot of information there on the website. You can see the drivers that will be there, like I said, and when they will be pulling, and do have a lot of good vendors coming back this year, and got a lot of major sponsors. And we're picking up new sponsors every day. Picked up 2 wonderful sponsors in the last 2 days, big time. So we're working feet on the ground every day. I work for Eddie, TNT Motorsports full time every day now, Jason. So this is what I do for Eddie each and every day, and Of course, I'm sure you guys have noticed we've got another little event coming up later on, but we won't get into that now. That's down in Shelbyville, Tennessee, a little later on, but we'll talk about that at another time. But we working full steam ahead, looking forward to this event. So yeah, appreciate you guys having me on tonight.
No, it's great. We love having you on. It's gonna be a fun event. So I look forward to it every year.
Are you coming down, Jason, this time?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Better get you down there too, Michael.
This has been in the back of my mind a little bit. That seems like one of those venues I want to go to. I've been looking into TNT for a while now. I was reading on your website and looking at some stuff today. Now, this invitational pool, you're going to expand beyond the typical classes that it looks like you run throughout the summer. It looked like this year you crowned 6 points champions kind of in your highest level of competition. But Absolutely. This is a lot bigger. This is not just your 6 classes. How did it grow to be beyond
Absolutely.
what you guys typically run so much?
Well, it's kind of like the guys down in Florida. People come to us and say, "Hey, we want to do this," and understand we can't take every class that's out there. We have to. We got a lot of hooks every night. We'll have 50, 60 hooks each session. Saturday afternoon, I didn't even count those because I'm pretty sure there's 30 mini trucks on Saturday afternoon. But, we can't take every class that's out there, but we see an interest in a class and they want to show us a lot of support. We'll try our best to bring them in. We got the 95 Hot Farm Tractors guys coming in and got a good selection of those guys coming as well. It's several of those guys coming out of Indiana down to hook with us. And then, we have the semi trucks. Those guys have been there for several times. So, we put other stuff in as we can. Like I said, we can't take every class that's out there. Just time will not permit. And people don't understand what a facility like this costs and what it costs to put the event on. It's a lot of turning cogs involved in putting an event like this on, and a lot of dollar signs.
There's a lot more expenses. Are incurred with an indoor facility like that, Todd. So.
Oh, absolutely. And if it wasn't for Eddie with owning his own smoke machine, it would be astronomically more because those smoke machines, those guys, it costs a lot. It costs a lot to move the equipment. It costs a lot to set the equipment up. You got a lot of help involved. It's, Eddie's fortunate. He built that smoke machine, I guess, close to 10 years ago now. And they've carried it everywhere. We do the Murfreesboro pool in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. We go down there with the smoke machine, and actually a few years ago when the farm show machine went down, he carried it up there and used it up there when their machine went down. So it's a very, very well built machine. It's a very high dollar machine. It's a lot of stainless steel flex pipe involved. So you guys have been around it. You know what it costs and what it takes to make something like that run.
No, it's great. It's great. Well, Todd, thanks for coming on tonight. Plan on this time slot every Monday now up until the event, if you don't mind. So.
Okay.
Anything
I'd like to
talk about with people, just let us know. If you want to bring
absolutely.
If you want to bring a puller on or a sponsor, just share that link that I sent you today. It's the same link every week.
Okay. I'd like to touch on a few of our sponsors, give those guys a hand. Eaton Air Compressors, Martin Peterbilt coming back. They've been with us a long, long time. Windmill Mobile Home Company, Canes Napa. They've been with us several years. Our friends over at C&G Motorsports, Jason Gibson, they making big horsepower out of that shop, and he's done very well. Bluegrass Stockyards is back with us this year. Berlin Ridge Auto Sales. I'm sure you met Mr. Dave Phillips there. He's back. They back on board with us again this year. Hardin Diesel Service. Can't leave our guys out at Meade Tractors. They are phenomenal to work with us every year. Get us those good green tractors in there to work with. And Fanning Trucking's back, and Beatty Lumber out of Jamestown, Tennessee. So that's just a few, and I'm sorry I missed a whole lot there, but we'll maybe touch on those another night. And but yeah, I will. I'd love to bring. Maybe I can shake old Eddie up and get him on here one night with us.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But we'd be honored to have the Eddie Carey on our Let's Grow Pulling podcast.
Maybe I have a hard time getting hold of him myself at times. So maybe I'll just try.
I had breakfast with him last year, just in the hotel. We were all sitting around. His phone rang like 72 times in like 30 minutes. So
absolutely. Absolutely. We was at the banquet on Saturday night there. We had our banquet, and he had 2 or 3 telephones going at the same time while he was trying to eat his banquet meal. I mean, he's just got a lot going on. He's got that huge record business, and he's the man of the hour. He runs it all. So it's very hard to reach him at times. Believe me. I mean, I work with Eddie every day, and it's hard for me to reach him at times.
Congratulations to the 2-wheel drive TNT champion. Got invited to the big dance down there.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, I feel like it may be another one that could, but I haven't heard anything yet. So we'll see if we can get another or 2 in there that plays with us. So that's exciting for us. So
awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Todd.
Well, guys,
on this 15-minute time slot every Monday. Okay, bud.
Sure. Looking forward to it. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks, Todd.
Thank you. Good luck.
All right.
Todd Aiken works with TNT Truck and Tractor Pull. Again, the first big event of the coming right out of the gates. Mike, there was a time where pulling was just in the summer.
Yep. And, I'll interject. There was a time when pulling was year round, and then it kind of went back to just the summer. And now it feels like we're growing it back to the year-round days again.
We're waiting. Clint Tucker's coming on next. He's running a few minutes late. We're going to talk about Cloverdale. Got an exciting announcement about Charles Posch. He picked up a new gig, but I was kind of saving that for. He's the voice of the Midwest Winternationals. Charles is, and he's also the new voice of the NTPA. And he just got his. He has to be in.
Congratulations.
Obviously, it's been going on for a while, but they made the big announcement Saturday morning, and Charles used to be on our podcast and. Does a lot of stuff, and Charles started with us the first couple of years on the Pullers Championship as well. So then he went now and did a bunch of ODS. I don't even know what that stands for. It's like Outlaw Drag Racing Series, but he is the voice of the NTPA. He actually ran the banquet.
That's a good move. He's
a good voice.
He's great at what he does, and that's absolutely so.
For those of you that go to North Iowa Nationals every year, he's the main voice up there with Darren Hartwell, and then Chris Clark does the trackside stuff as well. So, you're starting to see these associations kind of pick up a voice. Ron Stone with the Outlaws, of course, the great Mike Eitel, the backup announcer of the Outlaws. But I think drag racing has it. I think NASCAR has it. I think I think a lot of pulling associations have a voice, so they can tell the stories from week to week. So it's kind of exciting, Mike. I'm excited for Charles.
You see it in professional sporting events. When you turn on whatever it's Night Football or Sunday Night Football, you've got Chris Collinsworth or whoever you've got that guy that you associate with. I like it, being someone who identifies as an announcer.
Did you just say I identify as an announcer?
You know what, I'm wearing that title regardless of the total number of gigs I get in a year. But no, that's a big deal. That's awesome.
Right. Tucker's back in makeup. I'm going to play their promo commercial that we're going to bring on Clint Tucker. We're going to talk Cloverdale. So far tonight, we talked to Brandon Phillips from the first half an hour of the show. I started a little earlier tonight. I'm down in Kentucky after the NTPA banquet. I'm staying at Chase's house with Full Pull. We're heading to PRI early in the morning. Adam Bauer is bringing his 5-engine Unlimited. We're putting it on display in our Full Pull booth 8127 on the Lucas Oil Stadium floor. Then we talked to the guys from Zellwood. We talked to Todd Aiken from Lexington for the Kentucky Invitational. We're going to move to Tucker next, and I'll play our commercial. And again, I want to talk to him a little about his announcer getting the NTPA gig. Pretty cool. So I got Clint's commercial for Cloverdale right here. Clint Tucker is in the house. Cloverdale, Indiana, home of the Midwest Winternationals, January 9th through 11th. We have the promoter. I know Clint's got a great board, an executive board, but Clint is the fire. He is the foot that sticks it in the people's butts when it needs to be. To get it moving. So, Tucker, your voice of the Midwest Winternationals got the voice of the NTPA. I got to see Charles Saturday night do the banquet. That is super cool that he got that. He is he's done an amazing job at the Midwest Winternationals, and he's going to get some national exposure other than your event. So I'm pretty excited for Charles. And he was watching earlier. We were trying to name Brandon Phillips tractor. He lives about 12 miles from Chase. And I think Straight Jacket, I like that. Brandon Simon wanted to call it Facebook Joint United because him and Tori have the same joint account. But I think Straight Jacket, I think Brandon needs to go with Straight Jacket. I like that. So well, Tucker, let's talk Midwest Winternationals again. Sure. Cloverdale, Indiana. 1 month from today, you'll be smoking 72 cigarettes instead of just your normal 30 in a day, and life is good. So,
oh yeah, we're getting everything kind of put together here. Working on some more sponsorship packets this week. Puller packets will be going out. We were fighting with the little parking passes today. They were not agreeing with the printer, but I think we got that figured out. And my daughter and I and Faith will be putting the puller packets together this week, and we want to get them out the door by the 20th. That way, everybody's got them between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah,
it'll have all your stuff in it, your map, and all this stuff I seen last week. These are the things that I hate today. That this is today's hatred is these things. Getting it figured out. And then we got all these fancy hauler, you got to have these in your window or you can't get past the security. The Lions Club there is going to be helping us out, park everything. And we're getting a lot of Facebook messages and, private texts and about the whole parking situation. And for spectators, it's not a big deal at all. You just drive down that road and there'll be a nice gentleman that parks you off to the right. You'll be in under a lighted parking lot. You get in a nice warm heated school bus and you get delivered right at the door. So that's about as easy as I can make it. You don't have to, So we're going to do that. We got a lot up on top of the hill for the pullers, VIP guys, a lot of places for them to park. Hauler parking's got it. We got it down micromanaged to where it's going to be pretty easy. And Joe has got the inside of the building, the floor plan done, and he was shocked that we have more room in there than we probably got just about as much room in there as we did up Shipshaw and getting tractors in and getting them parked. So we're pretty good. Everything's coming together really well.
Any new news, or are there any classes that you're taking any late entries on, Clint, or is it pretty much wrapped up at this point?
We would probably take a couple more farm stock tractors. I got to send an email out to all the farm stock guys because I think we've archaically called it a 12,000 pound class. And I think in that class, nobody wants to weigh 12,000 pounds. So I guess we're going to do a little revote to see who wants to weigh what, That class was historically a Indiana rules class, and it's kind of transformed into a smaller turbocharger class. There's a lot of groups in the Midwest now running like a 2.3 or 2.4 box turbo or something similar to that. And that's kind of where we're moving to. So I'm going to send that email out probably this week and kind of get a little poll. We're like 10 or 12 of them, so they surely should get along. A few more farm stocks on Thursday would be fine. Talking about some light pros, still trying to make it. That'd be good. Louisville letters are hitting the mailboxes today.
Yep.
So there'll be some joy and some sadness out of some guys. We're here to cure both.
Tell Clint, I know what you mean by that, but can you tell him what you mean by that? The average person that doesn't maybe follow it as much?
Well, sometimes they get the acceptance, then they get the deer in the headlights look like, oh boy, now this is real. We're going. We got to get this thing going. We better make a pass on it before we go down there and get embarrassed. And then there's a certain percentage, and we were that percentage for the first 5 or 6 years we did this pull. That's how it all got started. We were the guys that got the thin envelope, that's the bad envelope. That's your check back with a thank you, but no thank you. And,
we appreciate you filling out the form and sending us your check, but not this year. Bye, Felicia.
But I thank Mike Witt 1,000 times for telling me I wasn't good enough. That's how this whole thing got started.
So we can blame Mike Witt for this?
Yeah. It's all Witt's fault somehow.
It always is.
It
always is. Yep. He'll even tell you that. So
yeah. He has a lot bigger job than I got. My job's pretty easy compared to what he has for 4 days down there. But,
yeah. He needs stress a couple days out of the year. It's okay.
Wow. He's been doing it a long, long time. This is easy for him.
What was the first tractor pull you ever promoted, Clint?
Oh, I did one back when I was right out of college here in my hometown in the rodeo arena for a few years. Art Downs was always my announcer. He called it Thunder and the Sticks because we actually moved a whole grove of trees for the starting line. Me and my friend Mark Buchanan, because the rodeo arena was only 250 foot, we had to get another 50 foot of track. So we moved the trees off the top of a river bluff and backed the bush sled back up on it. And then we came flying out there and we spun out under trees. So it was Thunder and the Sticks.
So I did a trivia question. I was at the NTPA banquet, and that's also where they had the NASAO, National American Sled Operators Association meeting.
Sure.
And I put it up earlier. I don't know if you're watching earlier, but how many mini rods and big sleds combined in the country do you think belong to that association?
Oh boy. I mean, hundreds.
Yep. It's 149.
Yeah, there's hundreds of sleds.
Yeah. So I didn't really, I've heard you guys talk about it in level 8 and level 7 and this and that.
Right.
But, to be at the NTPA banquet and see Donnie Bungert walk in and then see Kevin Bauer walk in, you're like, whoa, what's going on? And then Bo Simpson, and then you kind of figure out they all sat in the bar. It's kind of neat to see all the sled operators together at once. That was kind of cool. So
yeah, they win every night.
Yeah, they win every night.
That's the undefeated aspect in pulling.
There's a sled just east of me that's for antiques and kind of and NA tractors, and it's made, I think, out of like a WD-45 Alice Chalmer, or maybe like a D-17. It's a kind of an interesting looking little piece of equipment, and it's got a bazillion gears in it, and it's fantastic for antiques. And it is a NASOA member. It has a sticker on it. So
that is cool.
I mean, you'd look at it like, well, isn't that a nice piece of equipment? But Steve Zimmer has to come inspect that every now and then and make sure it's cool.
Yeah, so I guess they hire one guy, Steve Zimmer, and he goes all over the country inspecting these sleds. It's crazy. So
yeah, he spends a lot of time on the road, and sometimes those sheds aren't heated, and it's not all it's cracked up to be. And whenever Steve and I had a pretty close relationship there, whenever I was kind of the owner of Patriot Motorsports, I enjoyed his stories. They were pretty interesting.
Yep. Yeah, Steve's not a spry chicken anymore, so I don't know who the next cat is that's going to run all over the country inspecting sleds. But it's a big deal. And I talked to some of the sled operators, and they said they talk about the accidents that happened throughout the year and different things like that. So it was neat. It was neat that they get together and they're constantly looking, just like pullers. So
it's a long, cold, thankless job.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Kind of like being the promoter of the Midwest Winternationals. I got Clint Tucker on with us tonight, January 9th through the 11th. Again, 2 sessions Thursday, 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. Are your tests? I'm assuming your test passes are already full again, Clint.
Yeah, they fill up on the first down night of entries. I think Ryan had it timed. I think it was like 38 or 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, people still beg for him, and Donnie hates it. And we charge for it, and we give the money to Donnie because Donnie ain't doing that for free, so we might as well pay him. And we give that money to Donnie, and we used to give it to the FFA kids to pull the tube, but now they figured out how to pull that tube with a couple of tractors and a gator, and that's a lot better than dealing with all those FFA kids. Because in 2009, when we were over there, I had 2 FFA groups lined up to pull a tube because we had diesel on one track and alcohol on the other, and we had about 70 to 80 hooks down each track each session. So it was a mammoth undertaking. And I think it was Monday, the first FFA group canceled, and I called the other one on Tuesday morning while I was over there, and the other one canceled. So we had no tube pullers the entire weekend.
Oh man.
So and we had paid
09, you said? 09?
What's that?
09, you said? 2009?
Yeah, 09 when we was so stupid enough to do it over there. And then the crew, a lot of the Badger State guys, as long as we bought them beer, they pulled the tube all weekend. But
it's amazing what people will do for beer, Clint.
What's that?
It's amazing what people will do for free beer.
Oh yeah, it was so funny that night. Me and Randy Burrow still laugh about it like it was yesterday. It was late, and we had a lot of tube pulling, and Randy's rope broke, and he went ass over envelope right on the ground, and me and my sister about died. It was so funny because we had lost so much money at this event, and we had drank so much, and we pulled those tubes all weekend, and we just didn't care. We were looking for anything. You had to laugh or you were going to cry.
Yeah.
And we had a good time, and we still say that the 2009 after hours pit party was probably the best, even though we lost our tails. Somebody stole all the weights off both of my tractors that we used for putting on the track. 12 110-pound 50-48 suitcase weights on both of them. Somebody took the liberty and stole all 24 of them. And in the night while we were goofing around, and we had the pro stock guys hanging out with us, Dennis Morrison, Tony Satsuma. It was a riot. I think the sun was coming up. We went to the truck stop, and like I said, we had to have a good time because the financial side of it was horrible, but we figured it out.
It's all good. Again, Clint Tucker with us, promoter of the Midwest Winternationals in Cloverdale, Indiana this year, coming up in 1 month from tonight. So it'll be a Thursday, though, not a Monday, January 9th through the 11th. All the details are at whatsmokin.net. The information for the live stream, tickets, sponsorship, everything like that. And I picked light limited super stock, Tucker. I don't know if you got my envelope yet.
Yeah, I got it. I got your road down, and we were kind of having to hustle that up. I still got 2 or 3 classes left to sell, and a couple of guys are kind of wavering. They need to let me know because it takes that guy that makes the trophies a couple of weeks to get them all kind of the little emblems made and stuck on there. So we're going to try to hurry that up this week. We've sold more classes this year than we ever have. We've got a good response. Everybody's looking forward to going to Cloverdale because it's closer to a lot of people. And, they're starting to look at the 30-day forecast and seeing there's no snow, so that revs people up. And of course, there can't be any snow because I took snow insurance out.
Yeah.
But I want to touch base on a charity. I called Justin right before I come on here. That's kind of why I was a little bit delayed. He didn't answer the phone. That means he's in Santa's workshop.
Okay.
I wanted to get a picture of that toy. We're building Zanker to Trevor's Oliver plastic mod.
Oh, okay.
And I saw a couple of the little pictures he put on his Facebook page, but they were kind of the project in motion. But we're gonna raffle that tractor off and some other stuff. And I think the charity they got right now is like Feed the Children is what we're going to do because that's kind of passionate to my heart. Little kids going without makes my stomach roll. Mm-hmm. But so I think we're gonna try to raise as much money as we can for that charity this year and get things going. I'm hoping to, I set that goal of $30,000 every year. I think we can do it. We're going to get some other stuff to raffle off. Anybody wants to donate something to the raffle, we've done toolboxes. Sorlock's donates a toolbox on Saturday night. We've done that. I think there's going to be another toy that he's bringing. The industrial, I think they call it industrial. No, it's whatever. It's Jason Brown's yellow one.
Industrial Force.
And I think Chuck has built one of them and going to donate one of them, which is awesome. Thanks to Chuck. But there's going to be all kinds of little door prizes we're going to raffle off. We might raffle off a box seat for next year. It's kind of the ideas one of the board guys gave me. We still have a couple box seats at mid-track. We had 4 this morning. I'm down to 2.
Okay.
And I got some at the starting line. I know that sucks on the starting line, but some people like it. I mean, actually, a lady called and requested. I asked her if it was the first time she had been to one of these. She said no. So I said, okay, whatever. We're on the starting line. You're on the starting line. She goes, that's where all the action's at. Okay. But a lot of things going on in the last month. Preparations. I've done more geometry in the last 3 weeks than I've ever done in the last 35 years of my life. Trying to figure out, how many haulers will fit in a particular area. I even went out to the petrol truck stop and measured off the parking lot to see exactly how many spots fit in 500 feet and counted. So we did some math. And hopefully we got it right.
That's the whatsmoking.net website, everybody. This is it's well done. It's got all the information on there that you could need. Like Clint likes to say, read it 3 times before you call in, please, because the answer is probably in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Otherwise, so.
Yeah, we'll be mailing the itineraries out, have the itinerary on there. It's pretty similar to last year. It's just that there'll be this map here, and I will circle the area that you need to head to. I'll make a big circle, and that's going to be where you fit. And I put on the itinerary. As long as you go with that, there shouldn't be any problems with parking. But it's like a train. One car gets out of line, it makes a big mess. And so as long as everybody follows that map, which is very easy to follow. I mean, you got to be able to read and see to get there. So find your spot, park in it, come inside, get your passes, and get your tractor unloaded, get your number on it. Joe or Hayden or Justin or one of the guys, or Daryl, come out and get you and bring you in the building and get you parked. Leave your smoke tube off because we still got to look for that dreaded cross thing, to make sure the turbo wheel don't come out the elbow. Still doing that mess. But the rules are a little more relaxed and more understanding this year. Last year was quite a topic this time of year.
It happened pretty quick, didn't it, Clint? Like I felt like timing wise, it kind of fell right on top of your event. You were that first one, weren't you?
Yeah, we were the first one, and we kind of overkilled it. But whenever we have a lawyer on staff, she says, you have to do something above and beyond of what the common rules were last year, or you'll be found negligent if it happens again. So we went above and beyond. Now, the rules, according to the insurance companies that all protect us, have stated that we can get by with a welded cross or the cross that comes from the turbocharger manufacturer, or the cross we sell. It's good enough. I don't care if SFI approved it or not. I'm not saying I'm smart enough to work for SFI, but I'm smart enough to know this thing works because a metallurgist tested it and it does work. Because my uncle's a metallurgist and he figured it out, and I thank him for that. But yeah, we got to look at that safety stuff. I know it's a pain in the ass to drag your pipe in, but it is what it is. Everybody's got a gator. If you don't have a gator, find a friend with a gator. If you don't have any friends, make a friend that has a gator and get it in there, and we'll help you get through tech fast. I got more tech people coming than I ever have to go faster, and my tech guys are really good. They do a better job at my event, and I'm not around micromanaging them a lot, but they do a better job finding stuff than any crew I've ever been around and worked for anywhere. I mean, I get questions of, look at this guy's blanket. It's a little bit shady, and I'll look at it like, I don't see anything wrong with it. And I'll look right here, and okay, yeah, I do see that. So they're thorough. This is not a brush pull. Now, these are all SFI tech officials. They either work for ntpa, PPL. Some of them work for both, and so they're SFI tech guys. They got cars. They're card carrying guys. They're just not a bunch of drunks I found in a bar down the street. Now, I'm not saying after 11 o'clock they might not have a couple, but in the mornings they're ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. I thought of you. I went down to the races with Dan Mayer and Chase Thursday night down to St. Louis to the Gateway Dirt Nationals, Tucker.
Yeah,
and we thought Gordyville was dusty and fumes. Holy shit, Tucker! People were just covered, buddy, like just covered in dust on Thursday night. I don't know how. When Stoner did that deal in Kansas City, there was a fire official just standing there at the end of the track, and you ran into it too. It did ship. They have to check the air quality. I'm shocked. I am shocked. I am shocked that the health department lets that happen. I'm still blowing up. So
on Saturday night, the pyrotechnic. We were down there Saturday night. I took my family down there. My wife and my son, my daughter had never been to there, so I took them down there for the full experience. And I watched them as the night developed. And whenever the mod went through the fence and landed on the concrete on its top, my daughter was like, "This is awesome, but they need to figure out how to clean these messes up faster." And I was like, "There you go, Goose." She's going to be a promoter. But yeah, it's really neat what those guys have pulled off. The place was packed on Saturday night. They're going to have to start taking some more of the tarps off. And
yeah, Clint, was the top open or just because I was there Thursday and just the bottom bowl was open, but it was full. I
sat in the middle of the top on Saturday night.
So in the 400s?
Yeah, it was full.
Okay.
35,000 to the gate last night on Saturday night.
Jesus.
Wow.
Watching late models and modifieds.
Yeah. And everybody, of course, everybody sees me down there. There's tractor pros like, you need to get this rented. I was like, well, they used to be completely out of my realm, but maybe if we all got together and started working together, because I think the way they did Dirt on Dirt guys kind of did it was they went around and sold all those suites to manufacturers or race teams. And then once they got those sold, that was their figure that paid their rent. And then they went out and got sponsorship for the race. That got their rent on their building. And then they went and got sponsorship, put the dirt in and everything. Those guys are pretty shrewd because they didn't come from much different than what we do. They come out of, a lot of them come out of Bloomington, Illinois, and they were video guys that just did a lot of promotions and stuff, kind of like what we all do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I see Hobbs's thing there. I don't think they clean it that much, Chuck, anymore, because it's pretty dirty in there. That building's not exactly what it was whenever I used to go down there and help out, sell concessions for the cheerleaders during the Rams games. It's got a little age on it, but they will leave dirt in there. I mean, if I won the $610 million Powerball, that's maybe I can rent it next year. Just tell them leave that dirt in the middle. I'll pack her down.
Make a track out of it.
I'll make some tracks out of it, and we'll pit in the ghetto, and we'll have a good old time.
It's crazy how the first race, the dirt's brown, and then you just start seeing the rubber as they go around. Around. By the other night, it's just solid black, Mike. So
they bring some extra soft compound tires there, and they got them set up on a really aggressive camber to where they put rubber down pretty fast. I mean, Saturday night we had some good racing there on our feature, and not very many wrecks in the late models. They were pretty classy guys, and it was good. I mean, of course, you had a few fights. That keeps everybody going. And
the one guy made ESPN. He ran down the track.
Oh yeah,
started pawing at that guy's head.
Yeah, and the guy wouldn't take his belt off, wouldn't take his helmet off. I'm surprised he just didn't drive off. But on Saturday night, there's a little extracurricular activity because it seems like every year Tyler Carpenter gets into it with somebody down there. And he got into it with another guy.
He's that scrawny kid with the longer hair. Looks like a trailer park kid, right?
Yeah, he's a dandy. Yeah, he's a dandy, and he got into it with one of the older gentlemen that races around here quite a bit, and then they got in a fight, of course, out in the pit area, and then the guy come back in. The older gentleman said he's all mad at me, and one of his guys mouthed off. He goes, I stood up and I took care of it, and he goes, I wasn't even the guy that wrecked him. He goes, needs a review. He goes, Hudson O'Neill wrecked him. I didn't do it, but he goes, he still got mad if he fought him. So I mean, but for those guys, that's just Saturday night. That's not unusual. That's where they do it, and that's why there's 35,000. I will call it. I was one of them rednecks in there watching them bang on each other. And we paid $70 a ticket to watch it too.
I know.
If we would have had a 3-track, all Grand National classes from every organization is going down the track to charge $70, it'd have been 400 people in the stands.
Yeah, pulloff.com would have been lit up.
So that's the sword that as someone who was only a fan for a long time, that was the cross that I would die on. That frustrates me. Good pulling is worth going to, and good pulling is worth paying for. And I've always believed that, and I'll leave my statement at that. But I hear that a lot. But good pulling is worth paying for, in my opinion.
I got good friends. I got best friends, and we go to stock car races, we go to tractor pulls, we go to drag races together. They'll go right through that drag in the drag ships, pay $60 to watch Sunday.
Yep.
Not a problem. Watch Ned's group. Top field, not a problem. And then you go to a tractor pull and they try to sneak in on a $15 ticket. You're like, come on, man. What are you doing?
Why are we so cheap as tractor pulling fans? I mean, what's it cost to put a late model car like that race Saturday night?
I think Shannon Babb, I talk to him every now and then. He lives in Moweaqua. I think they're around 150, 160,000. That might be a little bit on the low side. So now, modified for 75 to 80. Because my son keeps thinking he needs one. I was like, "Go get a haircut. We'll think about it." But I mean, yeah, they're not near the investment as some of our stuff is, but I guess our base of people that watch us is getting bigger, but it's nothing like the late models and the mods around here. I mean, that's what everybody does. We got 4 tracks within 2 hours here, and I saw my wife and my daughter kind of getting into it, because they were like watching it and getting all shaky about it, and I was like, "Hey, you're actually watching this." It's like, "You're one tattoo and a cut off t-shirt away from being a fan, wife." He goes, I didn't realize this is this exciting. I said, "Well, let me take you to an outdoor race. They go 100 mile an hour down the straightaway, and they only sell beer with a cap on it, because if you got to center with hold your hand on it, or the way dirt flies into it." That's awesome. But yeah, it's. I'm glad you got to see that, Jason. Is that your first time?
Yeah. We were down there doing a couple different things, and it was fun. Like, just before we had our meetings, we sat for a good 2 hours, and Dan Mayer knows everything about racing, right? So he was just, he knew this guy and this guy. And then I recognized Ricky Thornton Jr.'s voice or name. I think he drove Simon's car at their big $100,000 wingamajig they did this summer.
Oh, yeah.
But it was fun. I was just shocked. I was shocked at the amount of people, and I didn't see many pulling, Clint, like when we go to something like at PRI, I'll recognize 1 out of every 10 people,
right.
Because there'll be a lot of pulling fans there, but I didn't see a lot of people I recognize. You might have ran into some people.
I saw some pullers, and they were wearing Gordyville shirts or Midwestern. I was like, "Come on, couldn't you at least put on a stock our shirt? You have to wear our shirt." I was like, I wanted to blend in with all the hoodies, and that's. I took some friends a couple years ago down there, and he looked at me and goes, "How many fat guys in hoodies can you put in a dome stadium?" Figured it out.
I just could not believe the dust. Like, Castrol GTX was a big sponsor down on the one end, and after the first or second race, you couldn't even see their stuff anymore. And I remember people used to bitch about Rantoul, because even on the way out, Mayer was like, "It feels like the Gordyville flu already. Like, you could feel the black boogers just building inside of you."
Yeah. Well, and I watched Thursday online and watched quite a bit of Friday online between basketball games, but Saturday had a good and wet, and especially through all the qualifiers, it was pretty good. They got a little dry in the evening, especially they got all 20 of them after doing 30 laps. They got it rolling, and we were making fun of the guy with the little street sweeper that kept going around trying to suck it all up.
Yep.
He's on it, man. But they kind of gave up on Saturday. I bet they're shipping.
Yeah. No, it's a neat event. It's a neat event. Well, Clint, we're gonna let you go. Just plan on this time slot every Monday, okay? So
yep, push the tickets, push the charity tickets. That's what we're here to sell.
Sounds good. Thanks, Clint.
Thanks again.
Take care.
Clint Tucker, Midwest Winternationals, Cloverdale, Indiana, January 9th through the 11th. I do want to mention, so we don't have any live streams in December for obvious reasons, Michael, but we do have the All Access series. I don't know if you fans have seen that yet.
The 3 big shop tours. This is going to be neat. Pulling back the curtain at the production level that you guys and Full Pull is doing it. I'm very anxious for these to drop. I'm looking forward to this.
Well, so I'm not any part of what makes them awesome. But like we get a look at, we as a team, we look at each edit and we talk about them, what we like. But Hazley Machine drops this Saturday on fullpull.live, and then we drop Lemke Motorsports on the 21st, and then in typical RJ Simon fashion, we're saving the best for last. Michael, RJ Simon and Brandon Simon.
You hit, like, if you want to talk about diesel motor technicians or like pulling, you hit kind of the holy trinity almost, in my opinion, of some of your just legacy level pullers out there. How long ago were these filmed?
They've been filmed in the last between California and Diesels and Dark Corners. They were filmed.
So this is fresh off of like Trip Hazley picking up his first career win and pulling down at Diesels and Dark Corners.
It might have been right before that, Mike, but it was
okay. That'd be interesting if that little caveat got in there as well. So
we were still streaming. So shout out to Hazley's and Lemke's and Simon's for doing that. It was just great. So our goal at Full Pull Entertainment is to give you something to do every single day on fullpull.live. I mean, if you with your monthly subscription, you can go back and watch it all.
I will plug for that, even though I am just kind of, somewhat involved with Full Pull. This is just a fan speaking as a fan. This is my fan's perspective that I always give. That's been all I've been doing in December. Dan Mayer and I were actually joking when we were broadcasting down at Diesel's and Dark Corners. We said, you can go back and watch these pulls. You said on a cold day, you can have a bowl of soup with Bowling Green. Well, I've been doing tacos and Toma for this entire week because you can go. So I'm on session 5 of Toma. The No Prod podcast guys did a way better job announcing that than you did, Jason, because they're
good.
I'm just messing with you.
I am not an announcer.
No, you're an excellent announcer. I enjoy the No Podcast guys, and I like giving you shit. But no, what Full Pull allows you to do, even if there are those months where you're like, oh, what content can we have? Do we have are you sure you watched every single minute of pulling this summer? Because you can go back and watch it. You can re-hit some of this stuff. I'm going to be doing driver interviews at the National Farm Machinery Show. I was with the Outlaws all summer. I didn't get to watch a bunch of Grand National. Full Pull has you covered, man. There's always something good to get out of what that production is giving people.
I love it. So I'm excited for these all access series. Chase went out and worked hard with Rogo, one of our camera guys, and then our team editing behind the scenes. It's pretty. I like tacos and Toma. I'm actually going to throw that at Chris Schreier and see if we can do a t-shirt or something like that. So
tacos and Toma, man.
Tacos and Toma. So, but Hazley's, I've looked at all 3 of them, and they're amazing. Like it feels like the Hard Knocks type stuff, real good questions. Chase doesn't mess around. I mean, he respects everybody, but we get into it. I mean, that's people want to see their pulling fans, and they're pulling back the curtain, and going into the guys' shops. And for those of us that get to hang out with these guys in the pits, we kind of take it for granted. The average fan doesn't get to know that, what kind of beer Robbie Lemke drinks or whatever. You know what I mean? It's fun to do that, and it makes them more of a human as your hero, if that makes sense, Mike. So.
Yeah, I know. I was, lucky enough to go and do some local shop tours this year, and you can watch the builds develop, and then that's fun to go watch them, after you've seen them do the shop tours and watch them out on the track. We talked to Terry Hagedorn, and he talked a lot about Game Changer and Game Over, his 2 new motors that are going to be for sale that he's campaigning and everything. Well, I got to spend an afternoon with him watching those being built. I mean, it's really neat. So, that's something that used to be only us on our side got to do. Now the fans get to walk right through there with us and see everything exactly as it exists. And like you said, ask them the tough questions or see what's in their fridge. Cody Lewis has pickles that the Amish made him in his fridge. So, you never know what you're going to find in a puller's fridge.
Yeah, I love doing that. When we did I call them cribs tours. We have some fun with this.
Yep.
They're a lot of fun. Yeah, so we're heading to PRI in the morning. Adam Bauer's on his way down right now, and Doug Borth and a couple people from our team heading down there. I think our appointment's at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. So they bring the big stuff in, Mike, and then they start to build out the the smaller stuff around the vehicles and displays. And I think our appointment's at 8 a.m. tomorrow. So
bringing cross-threaded in as a representative to the rest of the motorsports world of what tractor pulling is could not have been a better decision. Like, everybody's seen a top fuel dragster, everybody's seen a monster truck, everybody's seen a mud bogger. Not everyone's seen tractor pulling. That's what we're doing. We're trying to grow tractor pulling. I cannot wait for people's reactions when they walk past, because we've seen it 1,000 times, but pretend you've never seen a 5-engine unlimited modified on 30.5 tires before, and you're like, oh, look, there's like a top fuel dragster. Like, look at that one V8 on the back, and then you look at this behemoth. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people taking a lot of pictures, and I hope it has that big reaction. I think that was a wise call to have him as the pulling representative down there, because that's a beast.
We're going to be pushing full pull picks. Dan Mayer is going to be doing interviews. We have Antoine Brown. We have Ron Capps. Stevie Fast Jackson, famous pro mod racer. We got Marvin Epperson from the NTPA. We got Ron Stone from the Outlaws. We have Dave Schultz from Bowling Green. And then we have John Mears from PPL. So we're going to try to cover every major association. And we're trying to bring in some big names. Thank you to Ned Wallitzer, who he's like the head of tech at NTPA. He's also the WPI president or director. I don't even know what his fancy. He runs the NTPA, or he runs the WPI board. He still works at NHRA, so he was able to get us those names. But I can't wait, Mike. There will be thousands of pictures taken of cross-threaded.
The interviews that will be being conducted, where will people be able to watch those at?
So we're just taping them, Mike, because we don't know how good the internet's going to be, and then we're going to post them later on the full pool.
Okay, so this is potentially a full pool developmental project, just like what we're debuting here in December with our shop tours. Be ready, fans, because it looks like there's some big content from PRI that's going to be coming to you. Production level. This is very much feeling like cable television, like it's produced and being released to the fans. You know, you can binge watch your favorite episodes on Full Pull Live. This is cool stuff, Mr. Schultz.
Well, that's what we're trying to do. Pulling deserves this kind of a spotlight.
I agree.
I'm fortunate enough to get to work with the best, and I've learned a lot this year, and we're going to continue to get better and better. And our meetings are very direct, and we just want to be the best. And
is it ever, because for me, a lot of times it is, you went to this big round indoor late model pull or late model race in St. Louis, and you guys have talked about it. And I knew this, like they're bringing in 35,000 fans each, gladly handing $70 a ticket. You, as someone who is just, your number one question is, why are there not more, fans in the stands? Does it make you scratch your head a little bit when you walk into other motorsports and you're like, what's the difference? What's the curveball? What is it that, why not us? And I feel like I asked that question a lot too. And I don't know if there's an answer, but
I want to know, we're not going to do it tonight, but I want to know what happened. Okay. There was a time, and I don't know, was it because everybody was a farmer in the 70s and the 80s? I don't know, but like at the ntpa banquet, they did a Hall of Fame. And I was sitting back there with Dan, and I don't remember Dave Grimm. He's some legendary announcer. Dan Mayer was like, it'd be like if I saw Esden Lane, he was like drooling from the side of his mouth, right? He's like, I can't believe this is Dave Grimm, and the guy's still sharp and he's talking, and it was amazing. And to see the smile on Dan's face. But he introduced, I think, Len Houck, something like that, but from Pennsylvania. And he was earlier, but even before Schreier and like Ed Hart and these guys, and just growing, but they were always broke. And it just drives me nuts. They had all these sponsorships, and and then I suppose it'd be 10 different stories, Mike, on how it happened. But I really, and I'm not just saying this because I'm part of it, but what Full Pull is going to do for this sport, it's going to make everybody else step up, and just from everything. I'm just excited to be part of it, and I really do. And pullers are sick of only getting paid $1,200 to win. They just are. There's a few that just, I just do it for the fun of it, but no. Pro stocks costs $500,000, $600,000, $700 today, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay. And the big crowd we get a pull in front of is a Bowling Green, and Bowling Green's special, but I don't think you win any extra money there. I mean, I don't know what a supernatural purse pays, but promoters aren't getting rich either, Mike. We got to get more fans in the stands. We got to get more sponsors, and we got to get more people watching the live stream. So how do we? I don't know. Maybe we start having fights, Mike. Maybe we send Brandon Simon.
Honestly, I think that's part of it. My big goal as an announcer, truly, and I come from a world of education. I think pulling, and my article is kind of about this today.
Oh, what was your article about today? I haven't had a chance to read it yet.
It was about which class. It was kind of an ode to the Super Stock Open, and I kind of said which class is the OG class in pulling. Where did everything develop from? And it just examines, the way that the class is kind of all developed and spurred off of that. I think any casual fan, anybody who just wants to drink beer and eat nachos, can go to a football game, scream and yell at a football game. Football goes in the end zone. We understand that. We cheer. We can go to a NASCAR race. They go in circles, one who's in front at the end. That's very easy to understand. When you have 13 Grand National classes, and there's a little bit of downtime for track prep, it's really hard to always understand exactly what you're looking at if you didn't grow up being a huge fan in the sport. So like as an announcer, my biggest goal is to always make sure that fans are engaged and understand the aspects of what they're looking at. I think this is, to me, the difference between pulling and circle track racing, drag racing, and then bat and ball sports. It's a hard sport, I think, for the average random casual fan to understand the big picture of. Because especially if you're not, if you don't know the difference between a light limited pro stock and a super farm and a 4-1, and you're just there with your friends, very quickly, if someone's not keeping you on your toes, you're just looking at black smoke and you've lost track of what is what. So as an announcer, that's my first, second, third, fourth, 10th goal, is to explain and engage. I think it's easy. I think there are more fans in other sports because you don't have to understand what you're looking at to understand what you're looking at, if that makes sense. Car run circles, winner is the one at the end. He's the guy holding the checkered flag. Puller, your winner might have pulled an hour and a half ago, and you don't have kind of lost track because unless you've really watched it and grown up with it, you can get lost.
Yeah. John Bohr says more pit and driver interviews. He's not wrong. Flow Racing did a good job with that. I watched that down there. Chuck Hobbs says most stock car fans are waiting for the wreck. You know what? I hear that a lot. You know,
but
when you think about
wild wrecks and fires and pulling. Like I agree, Chuck.
Well, yeah. What are the most popular videos on YouTube? It's wild wreck. You know, what's my favorite thing in the whole world is Colin Ross going 380 running, never touching the ground. Right?
Oh, couldn't agree more.
That's a beautiful sight. It'd be more beautiful if it was a remedy doing that. But my point is, you know, people like carnage, you know, and I guess that's part of it. And there is more. I mean, there was one race, they restarted it, or they barely got the first lap in like 5 or 6 times in a row, Mike. It was Thursday night, and the track really wasn't groomed in yet or whatever, but it's all part of it. And this, I have Mike's blog up. It is at beermoneypullingteam.com. You click on blog. I threw it in the comments, but tractor pulling. And Mike is an English teacher. He loves the sport more than any of you. He's obsessed with it. And I'm proud to call you my friend and my colleague, Mike. And it's great to have you on the podcast. And I love reading your articles. I just had a really, really busy day getting ready for PRI. So it's all good.
Well, and they've been a little here in the off season, you know, you're kind of on, it's kind of like a popcorn. You never know when it's going to hit. Ooh, did Mike's Monday article actually Monday article today? So, you know,
I love it. My 2 cents is that pulling in the 70s, 80s was big with tobacco and alcohol sponsors. It's the party atmosphere that people want to see most. I mean,
there's something to be said to that, but you know, NASCAR had the Winston Cup and they survived losing Winston. You know, we had Skoll in Copenhagen. It's illegal. You can't there's some bill got passed like tobacco can't advertise. Like it's.
I think we should get that ED medication sponsor in pulling because every commercial is about Hims or Blue Chew or whatever now.
Well, if you go back and listen to, I got home late Saturday night after being with the neighbors. And like, my favorite thing to do is to like have one last one and like watch a vintage pull. And I was watching Chapel Hill 1996 or something like that. And Butch Krieger, I think he kept saying, get it up. Yeah. So just, you know, I think you're onto something, Jason.
Yeah.
We got
so if anybody works at Blue Chews or Hims or any of those ED medications, I'll name my tractor the Boner. I don't care. For $100,000 sponsorship for a diesel super stock, I would do it. I would do about anything.
The Stone Bone.
Hey, so we got Massetti and friends coming up in 8 minutes. Mike, let's buzz through. I don't have Kenzie tonight. I gave her the night off. She was down in Zellwood, Florida this past weekend. We have some awesome videos coming from that event on the Beer Money social media platforms. Again, do not forget about the full pool live, full access. Paisley's dropping Saturday. The following Saturday, we're dropping Lemke. And then the following Saturday, the first Saturday after Christmas, the Simon family from Farley, Iowa. On exclusive behind the teens, full access things here. So, Mike, what do you want to do first? How do we name it? Or do you want to do pulling in the past?
Doesn't matter.
Let's do pulling through the past first.
Let's
Ready?
pull through the past. Sounds good.
Pull through the past. So this segment is brought to you by our very own Mike Eitel, who I consider the real host of Let's Go Pulling. You actually have a good voice, and you're smart, and you spell correctly. But this is Mike's passionate about the past. I don't like to look in the mirror. I like to look straight ahead, and I'm always like, how can we get more fans in the stands? But Mike, what do you got queued up for us tonight, buddy?
So my new thing I'm working at, and you kind of, encouraged me to do this a little bit. Fans, keep sending me your pictures. I've got some diehard fans in this department. So we're going to look at maybe some other pictures. I still have some of mine, but I'm starting to roll through some of my fan submissions as well. Now, have you looked at these photos yet, Jason?
Mike, I haven't. I jumped on the podcast 2 minutes before.
Because, don't look over in the little queue here because I have a trivia question for you. So the first one, I don't know much about. I had a really busy day today. I actually had to go to work. It was terrible. It sucked.
What?
Yeah. I don't. For those of you who don't know,
have a moment of silence for Mike. All right, we're back.
But I have more history on this tractor, but I didn't get to it. This is submitted by Jim Harmon, our good pulling friend, originally from Shelby County, Missouri, lives up around Des Moines now, antique tractor puller. And Jason, you might know this tractor. This is the Flaming Alley Cat D21, driven by Bobby Mott. I cannot tell you much about it other than that. I'm sure this picture was taken in Northeast Missouri or Southeast Iowa. I'm sure this was a twin state puller or a regional NTPA puller or something to that effect. But it's a good looking D21. It's a flatbed trailer. It's a stock front end. I'm assuming a 9,500 pound super stock.
12,000, probably 12,000.
Well, could be 12. See, I always forget about the 12s. My article even talked about that a little bit today. The 12, you're getting really old school if you're getting into the 12,000, the really big boys back in the day. Looks like you got a single turbo on there.
For those of you, we're just bringing in our MLM audience as we wrap up our first part of Let's Go Pulling. We're moving out west to be a cowboy. Massetti and Friends starts now. So for those of you, we're going to bring on Brian and them in a little bit. We're finishing up a couple of our segments here. Brian and Paul. Barcelo's back there in makeup. I'm going to leave him back there because they're both ugly as hell. So they need a little more makeup. They should have a few more drinks. Usually Massetti flips me off in the background when I make fun of him a little bit, but that's okay. So, but yeah, let's do. But for you MLM Motorsports fans, are excited to see Massetti and Friends. Mike and I are going to finish up with our two segments, and we'll bring on the Brian Massetti. So keep going, Michael. Sorry, buddy.
You're all good. So puller number 2, and this just hit me. This gentleman's son, I believe, pulled with the Outlaws a little bit this summer. And the new tractor that these guys have is a freaking bullet. Gave us one of the biggest passes that we saw. The new tractor is a light super stock ag. This is father's tractor. This is Don Schulting with beautiful noise. This photo is courtesy of Bodie Ott. Bodie's got a lot of really good pictures out here. So this is maybe Nebraska Bush or whoever he would have pulled with. It almost looks like a USHRA or something like that sticker on the side. I know that there are photographs of this tractor in some of the old Outlaw programs that Fred Petch gave me. This is a hard running tractor. I feel like Don Schulting was a hard running puller. Jason, 2 cents on Don Schulting?
Again, I'm 49, and my memories are just early on, or just ECI and NTPA diesel supers. Like John Klug and the Red Baron and Ernie Ropp and that stuff. So I don't remember this tractor.
This is looking like late 90s, early 2000s. It's definitely got like an early days roll cage, but he's got a pair of blown V8s sitting out front. Now the next one, Jason, I want you to tell me what current puller is sitting in the seat of this. This is probably circa 2005, 2000. No, it'd be older than that. This is probably like 2000. I bet this is around the year 2000. What current puller is in the seat of this vehicle, and what is the vehicle? The vehicle you can probably figure out.
So this is NTPA.
But the puller is not an NTPA puller. There's your big curveball.
I can see the face, but the name's escaping me. I'm thinking. I'm waiting for somebody to type it in for me in the comments.
So pictures, big hint. Picture submitted by Bodie Ott.
No way. Wow.
This is Blake Ott.
Is that on Bollinger's?
Yep. Sitting on Bollinger's. Now I labeled this today as Top Gun, but the internet did what the internet does. Definitely make, like, if you need to know that you've done something wrong, put it on the internet, because the internet will fix you very quickly. And I labeled this as Top Gun. No, this is Money Pit. This is Money Pit. Before Money Pit went with the V8s out front.
So that's Blake.
This is Blake Ott, who would later go on to pilot his own Allison powered machine and win multiple championships with it. Of course, the Bollingers and the Otts are very good friends. They've forgotten more about Allison engines than a lot of people out there pulling to this day. They kind of keep that power plane alive. So yeah, Blake Ott, throwback picture right here, sitting in Steve Bollinger's Money Pit, we believe. We don't think it's Top Gun, and I think they're right. I think Top Gun has kind of more of a blue side shield, whereas the Money Pit had the orange and the yellow.
Okay, love it.
1993, Macon, Missouri. Last time I put these up here, I was sitting on the hood with my dad, but we're going to go with the full photos here. Floyd Hilton with Floyd's Toy and Floyd's Toy 2. I remember just thinking that these were the wildest looking machines, and how could you not love pulling when I saw these as a kid, because Hot Wheels could not have put up something crazier than this. And the super modified two-wheel drives back in the day just were as wild as you could get. And of course, this guy himself, legendary puller, absolute a great puller in his own right. Yeah, Dan Mayer chiming in. Don Schulting was the 2000 Outlaw Mod champ. That I just feel like looking at this picture, and maybe it's before 2000 because that doesn't look like the big roll cages that we would have went to by then.
Yeah, that's like a rollover protection device. They call it a ROP.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, but this has to be in that ballpark. Like that has to be close to around the year 2000. This, to me, this photo is not 1980s vintage. This is 2000s. But we will go back 1980s to one of the most famous D21s ever built. This one is my picture. The rest of them, I think, were fan submissions. The Hilton's might have been mine, but this one's mine. This is going to be, Bethany, Missouri, 1982 or something like that, way back in the day. Francis Argenbright with the Entertainer. This was my dad's favorite tractor. I heard more about this tractor growing up than anything. That is just a mean looking 9,500 or 12,000 pound super stock. D21s. They're cool, Jason.
They are. Someday when I have the money, I'll retin mine into a D21, do it for my dad. We'll bring back Blackjack.
So, that'd be cool. You know where the hood's at?
It's in, yeah, I do. It's in my basement. So, another segment we like to do, we just have 2 entries tonight. How did you name your puller? As an whatever we are, entertainers, Mike, and you're an announcer and I announce.
Oh, no, I came up with it. We are broadcasting analysts or something like that. Like if we worked for ESPN, isn't that what they would call us? Like we are the broadcasting analysts of the tractor pulling world. More of a the local village idiots. Maybe that's it.
But how did you name it? Our first submission is Tom Fultz, and I love this one. It's named Gypsy Road. If walkout music ever comes about the song, okay. So he means like walkout music, like when a baseball player.
I think pull. Oh, I almost said pull out music. That wouldn't quite be right.
Yeah, that's a different.
Pulling
this radio message.
I think we should have a song that plays for every puller.
Yeah, did you drink too much beer? Then have one of these blue pills, and you can still get it up and pull out. So
tonight's pull out song is brought to you by. I'm telling you, Jason, this is gonna work.
Yeah. Please call me. I am easy. You can buy my loyalty and buy my love. So, but I love this. And we actually did this one year at Gordyville years ago. We did a walkout. We had songs. It's a lot of work, I will tell you, but it was fun. Gypsy Road. If walkout music ever becomes a thing, the same name by Cinderella is the reason. As an over-the-road owner operator, one of the song's lyrics is fitting. Drive all night just to see the light. My gypsy road can't take me home, but I keep on pushing because it feels all right. Like this is my favorite. Why did we name our puller so far, Mike? We've been doing this segment for a couple months. But
also, just the name Gypsy Road. That's a badass name. That passes the Mike Eitel litmus test. Way to avoid, mean red binder deer killer hunter.
No, and I thought of you when we were trying to name Brandon Phillips's light super earlier, because I said we can't just have green in it. Because what's your pet peeve?
Can't. So. The words green, red, binder, deer, and buck are off the table. You can't use them anymore. Stop. We finished.
So we have one more. How did you name your puller? And fans, just post this on our BMPT group or send it to us. We want to do everything. But John Paris, this is his obviously a garden tractor. My son's Case 210 is our second case pulling tractor, and we named it just in case. I feel like that's a pretty popular name, Mike, on case pulling. I've seen there's quite a few just in cases out there. So good stuff.
Yeah. The case, it's right on the edge. There's a lot of good things. There's the case of alcoholism that I've seen out there. That's one that gets used. There's always a case of something close, like that case. There's someone's going to hit a home run with that case moniker one of these days. Yep. I would abandon the pumpkin thing for the Alice's. I just don't think you can make pumpkin sound cool. But that's just me. If you love your pumpkin things, then go ahead, Alice. But yeah, the case, that's a good steady one.
So we've welcomed in our West Coast audience. If you're a follower of the show, we behave for an hour and a half or 2 hours tonight, 2 hours. Then we bring in the California guys, and it's been known to get a little crazy. So I feel like we're at the end of the football game. And after this game, we're going to move over to Arizona versus Indy, right? Or something like that.
Well, this is where like you golf in like a men's league on Monday nights or something, don't you?
Tuesday nights.
I don't. But I thought about it, and my friend always told me, he goes, "Hey, we play 9 holes. 9 holes matters. Like you get your league score and your whatever." And then he goes, "And then we have banana round." And I was like, "What's banana round?" And he goes, "That's the next 9 holes where we don't keep score and like we freaking just like stupid shit happens." So this is the banana round. That's what this is. Do you guys have the banana round up there in Wisconsin?
So my banana round sometimes happens on my real round, Michael. It depends on there's been how fast it's moving. So I always do a shot when I walk into the clubhouse just to kind of loosen up the swing juice, we like to call it, right?
Yeah.
You know, Fireball.
It's a performance enhancing drug.
It's kind of Fireball. Then I'll have a Crown and Cokey or a Tito's and soda, and I'll take on the course. And then we have 9-hole golf course in Richland Center, but there's like 14 teams. And some weeks, you know, you just time it, you can buzz right through. And some weeks you get caught in the groups where the par 3 slows it up, and then the girl comes over, and by the end of the round, there's 3 golf balls instead of 1, Mike, and you just swing at the one in the middle. You swing at the one in the middle. So does that sound
Been
fair?
there, done that. Been there, done that.
Without further ado, we bring to you Massetti and Friends. Now,
hello, buddy.
Trevor and Kevin are playing their little $50 thing. Whoever talks first loses. I need to know that right away.
No, we're talking.
You're talking right out of the gate on this.
And Jason, this has also kind of been where I've been transitioning out, but with Kenzie gone, do you need me on tonight, or?
I want you to be a good teacher and teach those Missouri kids so they can grow up and be tractor pullers. So
we've almost made it to the letter G. My sophomores are doing really, really well, and we're almost to G by Christmas. So, you know.
Oh, I love you, buddy.
Hard at it. Hey, guys, have a great night out there in California.
Please share around, Mike, please share around all the PRI stuff this weekend, bud.
Can do.
Love you.
Do. Yeah.
See you, bro.
Yep. Take care, guys.
See you, Michael.
Bye, Mike.
Bye, Mike. Well, hello, everybody.
Brian Massetti.
How we doing? How's everybody doing?
Happy to be here. Hey, did you guys watch much of the podcast yet tonight at all? It's okay if you didn't, but
I like seeing those old tractors at the end. That was cool.
Yeah. So
watch
Brandon,
the whole thing.
I'm down at Chase Richardson's house with full pull. We're heading to PRI in the morning, and so I gave Mackenzie the night off. She's driving down Wednesday with Chandler, but we had Brandon Phillips over here, and if you follow like ntpa Grand National, he's a light super stock puller. He's got a John Deere light super stock without a name, but they have some red tractors named like Extremely Insane and Insanity. So if anybody's got any good names for Brandon's tractor, please throw them into the comments. So
we'll work on that.
Sounds good.
Brian, take over, my man.
Well, welcome everybody. I think you know the regulars. We got Trevor over there. He's at Breeze again tonight, so I guarantee they will be cheating on the game tonight. And James can't be here tonight. He's got some school stuff, so I'm going to try to take his place, do the best I can. So, we'll get to that in a little bit. But below me there is my younger brother Kevin, and then my older brother Stephen, and that is the Massetti family. And tonight we want to welcome our friend. There he is. We call him the Poundin' Portuguese Paul Barcelos. So,
what? Say that 5 times real fast, Massetti.
Portuguese pounder. I had hard enough time saying it once without getting it wrong. But Paul, thank you for joining us tonight, and
thank you.
Thanks for being our friend. So
you got to keep it pretty entertaining.
Well, we appreciate. I know you've been on with Jason before, but appreciate you joining us tonight. And tell us a little bit about yourself. You're married, kids. What do we need to know about Paul?
Well, it could be a whole lot of things. I mean, a lot of different directions, I guess. But I'm married 30 years now, 31 years, something like that. 2 boys.
Stop right there. That's not one of those things you can something like that. You need to know that one, Paul, just as a friend.
I mean, my wife puts up a lot, and a lot of it goes in and out the other side. So she's kind of immune to a lot of my BS I throw out a little bit.
Okay, fair enough. Well trained.
Yep. But yeah, we got two boys, Paul Jr., the oldest, and then Jason, the youngest, and they're 27, 28, I believe it is. They're just a year apart. It's that happened pretty quick when I was driving a truck over the road, so I was gone for a while, and you only need a minute when you get back home. So anyhow,
like you were coming back home during that time period, though.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah. I mean, they act like me and they look like me. So I guess I was there both times. So
It feels like we're safe. All right. That's good to know.
Yep. And
did I accidentally get my own dad on here tonight, or what?
Yeah, you could. I mean, we can talk about a soft noodle or wet noodle or something. I mean, it's all right.
Apparently, that's never going to end.
No.
Right, that's
So
stuck in our head. Right up my alley.
Yeah.
On that part is great. So yeah, we got three grandkids, one grandson, two granddaughters. Paul Jr., the oldest, has got a baby girl, Frankie Ray, and she's going on about a year and a half, I think, pretty close to that. And then Jason, the youngest, there, has got a boy, Jace, and then he's about 2 years old, 2.5, something like that. Yeah, going on 3 now, coming pretty quick. And then Sadie, his sister, she's about a year and a half or a year and 3/4. So that's all over there as far as that goes.
Christmas is gonna be fun this year with these little ones.
Oh yeah, no, it's always fun. I mean, younger, you're blowing and going, trying to raise a family, generate revenue, and keep everybody going. And sometimes you take it for granted. You don't spend enough time with the family or the kids. But when you become a grandparent, that's a whole different deal there. So those kids there can tug on me pretty good and make me start getting teary-eyed pretty quick. So it's pretty special, that's for sure. So
That's cool.
Yeah. So
also, like as your shirt says in the picture behind you there, Kane Trucking is that's your real deal everyday work, right?
Yep. Kane Trucking is our program here. I mean, it's I grew up in the dairy business and farming, and then got married with my wife, from pretty much out of high school there, and her family was involved here with Kane Trucking, and so they seen how we ran and how I worked, and they offered an opportunity, and it kind of all stars aligned, and here we are, and we've grown a lot. Actually, next year makes 100 years of Kane Trucking being in business, so it started in 1925, so that's pretty special there coming up around the corner. And my wife and I are pretty much 4th generation as far as running the company here. So all of our bad habits is work all the time. That's what we do. But yeah, no, it could be worse. You're right. Yeah. I mean, it can go a lot of directions on that one there too. But yeah, pretty much Kane Trucking, what we do is, we're a trucking company, but we manufacture organic dairy compost, one of the largest compost processors there, sell it to the farmers all up and down California here. We do a lot of liquid asphalt, going to the hot plants for making paving grade asphalt when they pave the roads. We run spreader trucks, stacking the roads. We do a lot of private jobs for the farmers, building roads for the farmers with oil and everything. And then kind of evolved as times changed. We kind of got into nut hauling because there was a need for a good carrier. So we kind of jumped in that mix and moved pretty much almonds and walnuts, pistachios, it's across the board. And it's kind of interesting because we're hauling nuts off our own customers' fields too, just as well that we deliver compost to. So it's a full circle deal here as far as it goes. And then now we're getting heavier into the construction world with the bottom dumps, the supers, transfer, stuff like that. That's another diversification of what we're doing right now as far as that goes.
You still get on the road, or you run it from the office?
No, I get on the road every once in a while. When we're all jammed up and need more drivers on the road or whatever, I'll get in the truck. My boys drive, our sales guys drive, dispatch. It's all hands on deck. I usually take the late loads, though I ain't got to worry about phone calls. It's nice and peaceful. It's kind of therapeutic for me, actually. Go out there and just truck all night long, going for it. I enjoy the heck out of it.
Hey, Paul, is that picture behind you, is that a short nose 389 or a long?
That's a short nose.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, everybody's got long nose, which is good. They look nice too. We've got one long nose in the fleet, but other than that one there is a short nose. I like to be a little bit different than the majority of the people out there. Everybody's got long noses, but a short nose to make it look good is a different deal a little bit. And that truck used to be a 2-axle tractor. Then we stretched it out and made it into a 3-axle. So we do everything in house as far as. If you see the red and blue trailers, we build those from the ground up, frames and all, boxes, refurbished tanks, it don't matter. I mean, everything's bolted and welded together or something. So we can do all that stuff. And, it's something prideful too, just as well. Just like my tractor you posted on there. I mean, we did all that stuff in-house, the paint job. I mean, all the custom pieces and parts that we had done to that deal to modify it so I can fit in that sucker, I mean, it was a lot of things on that thing that we had done. And I had help from other people too. There you go, Portuguese Pounder. That was actually Brent Sullivan that came up with that name right there, because I was kind of running around doing business with Steve, the Italian stallion.
Melanesio.
Yep. And Brent joking around, thought, well, you ought to be a Portuguese Pounder since you got Italian stallion and a Portuguese Pounder. And we couldn't think of anything else. My wife came up with, I should call it Yabba Dabba Doo, because when she found out how much the motors cost and everything, she's like, you're going to be pushing that for a while, so you got to call it Yabba Dabba Doo.
Here, Paul, I got just a little walk around video I got at GSI here. It's been a month ago already.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe it. Here you go. But I just want to show this. This is a beautiful tractor you have, Paul.
That's got to be the prettiest tractor I've ever seen.
For sure.
Yeah, there you go. Well, red, white, and blue, I thought that's pretty dang good right there.
She's a beaut, Clark. She's a beaut, Clark. So
yeah.
Beauty.
How many employees do you have?
Say again?
How many employees do you have?
We're right around 75.
Nice.
Yep.
How many trucks?
You're good.
Say again?
So how many trucks do you have?
Oh, trucks, right now we're right around 65 in the fleet, and probably going to be adding more for this year, next venture that we're kind of doing here, but
gotcha.
For next year.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, and then you said you haul nuts, and it made me think of Steve Massetti, who's recently joined our podcast. He's down in LA, and I feel like we could haul quite a few nuts out of LA.
It's almost all there is here. You're absolutely right, Jason.
There's a buffet, and you got Northern Cal up in the Bay Area too, I guess. So you got it all over the place. We all got some loose screws in some way or another, I guess. So,
well, I'm the king. I'm the king of the nuts. Don't you ever question that. So it's all good.
Yeah.
So one thing that I think is really interesting, most people who are involved in pulling and also at such a high level with such a nice piece of equipment have started somewhere else in pulling and kind of worked their way up. But Paul, this is your first venture in pulling. Am I correct?
That's right. Yep.
Why don't you just tell us a little bit about where the tractor came from? Or I know you guys have done a lot to make it how it is, but that's a well-known tractor actually in the pulling world.
Yeah. Well, Craig Corzine is the one that owned that tractor before. And, we kind of, Steve Melanesio, right? We're here doing some stuff. And, he asked if I can make a trip for him back there to go pick up a trailer. And it's like, well, what better way than go on a vacation and go get in the truck and make a road trip all the way back there, So my wife went with me, and I knew that tractor was for sale. Steve's already showed me the picture when he was in my office, and I looked at it. I was like, I kind of brushed it off, and my wife's like, well, you think you're ever going to want to get one of those? I said, it's cheaper just to be a sponsor. That's it, I said, I don't think so. Well, then here we are making this trip. We took a trailer to Texas and dropped it off so we could make a little bit of money, help the cost across there, and went all the way up that way. And they gave me the number there. Brent sent me the number for Craig, and I called him and we talked, and, we hit it off pretty good. Another farmer right there. And I could talk to the wall and have a conversation with that too. But, we were talking and had a great time.
I don't believe you. Can you turn around and talk to the wall for us? I think
little trucks. But so we talked and got over there that night and got hooked up to the trailer, checked it all out. I checked out the tractor because he's like, well, why don't you check it out and see what you think? I hear you want to get into it. I was like, yeah, I do, but that's a big chunk of money to get into it here, to get started. Anyways, we get hooked up. We didn't have a sliding fifth wheel in the truck on Steve's truck, and so we ended up having it unbolted, move it back, and take the light bar off because I couldn't turn. It was just a program, but his guy helped me out, and we did all that there in the shop. And I thought it's kind of strange because we're over there, and he said, put the truck inside the shop here so we can close the doors. Like, all right, it's cold outside, but okay. and closed the doors. It was all heated. I thought, wow, we're not used to this. This is pretty cool over here, you know. And so we did all that stuff, hooked up, and I checked out the tractor, and I called Craig up, and we kind of talked about it, made a deal, and we loaded that sucker up. I was like, well, I'm there. I know I'm not taking nothing back. I said, let's take this whole thing right now and put it in the trailer so I can bring it back with us. So that's what we did. And we loaded up, and we took off. I told Steve, I bought the tractor, so it's in the trailer here too. And he's like, oh man, well, what if you get this other trailer? I was like, well, we'll figure that out when we get to it. So from there, we went to Ohio, to Dayton, Ohio. There, that's where my wife's got family, her aunt and uncles and all that. And that's part of the deal. That we're gonna go out a route to Ohio to go spend some time over there for a day or so. And then we did, and came through Kentucky and looked at another trailer. And of course, that guy happened to be a trucker too. So I started talking to him we were there for about 3 hours talking, about trucks and everything else. And anyways, finally got out of there and came on back home. But we had a blast. My wife enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. But she did say, because we didn't get a lot of sleep along the way, we're trucking. You can look out. You want to see things, look out the window as we're going by it. That's good enough for me. And we kept going. And the only place that she got to eat is it's all around the truck stops. When we got to stop and get fuel, that's when we get dinner, and then we keep on trucking and keep moving there. So she's like, I'm pretty sure you kept me pretty tired, so I'm delirious and just say yes to whatever you want. I say, well, it worked, didn't it?
That's a good plan, Paul. That's a good plan.
Oh, men out there, if you want anything in life, just keep your women tired, and they'll just give it up.
You have not met my wife.
You're not trying hard enough yet, Steve.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. If she's tired, it is over.
It is over.
Yeah. Well, mine's already in bed. It's 8:30 at night or so. She's done. I mean, she's over it. I'm like a night owl. I'll be up until midnight, then go to sleep for a few hours. But no, it's a good time. And so that's how we got involved with that tractor. So Craig Corzine, great guy to talk to. I mean, when we got in this tractor here, it was red when we got it. It just not as bright red as what we have it now with the blue on it, but it's a good tractor. I really enjoy that thing there. So it is
beautiful, great. Paul. It caught my eye right away. That was the most impressive class of mods I've seen. It was great to see it out in California, and it's really stepped up out there. It's fun to see you guys getting after it. And I witnessed Melanesia get beat because of my little pink pony, and dude. There's a lot of good memories. It's been that was a great trip. I can't believe it's been over a month ago now, but it's been great meeting all of you guys, and we're going to continue to promote pulling on the West Coast. So,
yeah.
The good news is we're only 11 months from the next one,
right?
The next invitational.
Yeah,
right around the corner.
There's our little buddy.
Yeah, that Friday night poll. That was your first time ever in the seat, huh, Paul?
It was, yeah. First time ever in that seat, in that tractor. I mean, we barely got it put together and ready to go to make it over there, So it was a program. I mean, it's we didn't get all that equipment up there until late Thursday night. I was bugging Brian. Of course, he had the dinner and all that with everybody, but he was gracious enough to let us be able to get in there when we get there. So it worked out pretty good. But yeah, it was my first time pulling. I was awesome. As nervous as a whore in church at first for a while.
Yeah,
so we got the field there, and
you had a good pass Friday night. You did get beat Friday night, but Saturday, I know you had a little engine trouble, but you were going to win that thing Saturday, I think.
That thing was hooked up and going pretty good.
Yeah. Your second time in the seat.
My second time. Something else. Friday night, nervous as can be, and Saturday I was excited all day, just ready to go get in that tractor and run that sucker again. So it was a good time. I mean, you got to be in the seat, I guess, to feel that all that horsepower and the way it felt. And I mean, when that thing hooked up, you knew it did, and you were just going for it. It was exciting. I mean, I'm excited right now still. It was just great.
Paul, how far do you live from Madeira?
We're only about like an hour. Depends how fast you drive. So if I'm in the big truck, it's about an hour and 15 minutes. If I'm driving my pickup, I could be there in about 45.
I'm thinking the Kane Trucking Nationals every other Saturday at the Massetti shop. They got a couple of sleds and a track and free. Just like a private testing tune.
Little testing tune. That's right.
So
yeah, well, he's got a good place there for it. So I mean, that's perfect right there.
Yep. They'll bring out the whip, and you guys can play with each other. It'd be a good time. So
we can practice so we could both take out Steve.
Yeah.
Melanesia. His name's not Steve. It's just Melanesia.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
Man, that's a full-time job right there to try to keep up there. He goes.
Yes, that's for sure.
got good iron, but it's still fun. Gives a challenge.
Does anybody else have any questions for Paul? Or Paul, do you have any questions for any of these yahoos?
I love Paul's energy for the sport. It's fun. It's it's rejuvenating. Not that I need rejuvenated about truck and tractor pulling, but it's fun. And like you said, Brian, like some people start with like a stock truck, and nah, I'm just going modified right out of the gate.
Paul jumped in head first, man.
Yeah,
if you're gonna do it, just jump in and do it.
I mean, your first rig being a 2-engine tractor right out the gate, that's impressive, man.
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, it's one of those things like, I get my mind made up on something there. Maybe it takes a while sometimes to get to it, but when you go and do it, you go, I want to say it, no offense to anybody, but you go balls deep and just make it happen, and just do it.
None taken.
I will tell you,
you just got to get your wife tired first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul, I would say a month ago, balls deep might have offended people, but lately we've been having on some interesting guests later in the evening, and now I would say anything goes pretty much anymore, Paul. So we did reference a whore in church. I felt like a whore in church. I love that one. I remember that one in 4th grade. My dad taught me that one. So, and balls deep, another term used to say all in. There's different ways of saying it, so I like.
There's lots of ways. Yep.
I like this a lot.
There's what avenues you want to go, and I'm being pretty calm right now, to be honest. I'm not getting too wild in here, trying to keep it somewhat clean.
Wait, Paul, did they tell you it's okay to drink during this podcast? Because it totally is.
It is, and actually, believe it or not, I've done a lot of the social media for what we do for marketing for our company and everything like that, and I was kind of a little bit nervous that about 6 o'clock, I was already pacing in here. Of course, I'm usually nervous because the technology is beyond me, so my wife had to get me all hooked up on this thing here. And I said, if you're going to go in the house, make sure you get that phone handy in case I got a emergency here. This thing shuts down or whatever, right? I don't know how to fire this sucker back up. But
I'll tell you what, you're crushing it so far, brother. You got nothing to worry about.
I think we're doing good.
But I did start drinking a little bit early. I don't drink by myself, to be honest. I'm not a big drinker. That social drink with people I can. I had a little bit here. I'm drinking the cran apple and squirt mix. Is what I'm drinking a little bit.
Solid, Paul.
Is that your go-to?
It's one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I drink that there. Sometimes I like it with root beer and the Crown Vanilla. That's a good flavor there. It's kind of like a root beer float. It just depends what you're in the mood for. I've got a lot of bottles of tequila and vodka in my desk there in my office, just so I can. You got a stressful day, I just look at them, right? I don't drink any of it. I just look at it. It's like, all right, that feels better now, I guess. Or,
I have never tried that, but I may.
Look at it.
It works.
I will also say that I appreciate you bringing up Squirt, because I feel like Squirt is one of the most underrated sodas that has ever existed.
Yeah,
no, you're not wrong, Steve.
It's so good.
Flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like it there. So it's a buffet of things. But last week I was watching that. I was sitting. I'll tell you guys. I got a whole Michigan. I'm in the bathroom, and I don't know why. You go in the bathroom. It's super small in there.
Yeah.
Not much to get excited about, but it's peaceful for me. I think I closed the door. Takes me
Hold
about
on.
2 hours.
Paul,
I think this is a time to pause.
Did you say it was super? What's super small? The bathroom or?
Well, I am Portuguese, so we don't brag about nothing being big or long or nothing like that. So it's just what it is. But the bathroom, you close the door. I got my fan going. I've got a mission control system station right there, so I'm able to sit there and look at the iPad, right? But I was watching you guys last Monday, and Kevin over there with his bottle caps in his eyes, and I was just sitting there rolling. I couldn't believe it,
That was my birthday. Sorry about that.
It was. You were enjoying it. It was awesome.
Steve got super drunk for Thanksgiving, and then Kevin got super drunk for his birthday. So it's a theme. It's a theme.
In fairness, I was super.
Going to get super drunk tonight.
Not for Thanksgiving. It was for Lonnie.
Oh, it's for Lonnie. My bad. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lonnie. Me too.
Yeah. This is good stuff. So Steve Bunnage came up to me at the banquet. He takes a lick and keeps on ticking. Big 4-engine modified. He goes, "That guy you had on from Louisiana, that was the craziest shit I'd ever seen on the internet." And I was laughing. I'm like, "You stayed up for that?" Like I thought we were the only ones in the Midwest up till 1 a.m. talking to some crazy redneck from Louisiana about buying his mower, which by the way, we're gonna buy. He's been texting me.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
I listened to the whole thing on Spotify last week. It is incredible. go back
Yeah.
and listen to it.
Yeah, I still haven't had time
That's
to
hilarious.
cut it up. I'll get it cut up over the holidays a little bit when I have a little bit of time. But Paul, you're not leaving yet, just so you know. We're going to get into Facebook Marketplace. We've made the habit. We've been calling these guys. And Wes, that guy we had last night about the Canon, what was it, the 500? What was that about?
Oh, yeah, he had that Cadillac with a Cummins in it.
Yeah. We've had a lot of fun with that. So.
Wait, is that right? It was a Cadillac limo with a Cummins in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
He was a good guy too. I mean,
He
he's
was
no
a good
Lonnie,
guy.
but he was a good guy.
Yeah, he's no Lonnie, but who is?
Right. So I do want to go around the panel and everybody that's watching right now, if you're having an adult beverage, please put in the comments what you're having. But Brian, are you adult beverage in tonight, or what are we?
No.
Good.
I'm on like sober November or January or something. I don't know.
I'm having Evian water made by the Alps. I got to get up at 6 a.m. tomorrow and head for Indy. So for PRI. So Steve, what are we drinking tonight, sir?
Oh, I'm drinking a Whistle Pig rye.
Jesus, fancy LA guy.
No, it's just it's rye. It's what they sell at like Trader Joe's. Honestly.
No, Whistle Pig. But Whistle Pig's good though. I've had it.
Oh, it's great. I love it. That's why
I'm in bourbon country. I'm in Kentucky, guys. I'm in bourbon country. I could go out Chase's back door and take a piss and hit like 17 distilleries. So
what's your favorite? What's your favorite bourbon in Kentucky?
Honestly, I like Woodford Reserve, like a 12-year.
Woodford's great. I mean, it's steady. It's
Yeah, that's what Chase.
awesome.
That's what Chase has here at the house. That's usually what I drink. Kevin.
I'm
what do you have?
having a 2021 Tito's.
I love it.
You guys just connoisseurs of all this alcohol beverages here, aren't you?
Yep. I like it. Bunch of damn alcoholics on that show.
What did Paul end up? What is your drinking tonight? You said
Crown Apple and
something? Crown Apple and Squirt.
Oh.
And that's what Steve said. And that's what my dad drinks, Black Velvet Squirt. So that's his go-to. So,
No, Steve, your house is blurry, but you are clear as could be.
Oops, shit. It's a setting. I can change
No,
it.
it was good. Don't worry about John.
No, I'm gonna fix it for John. I don't want John to be upset. How's that?
Nothing right now.
Good job,
Okay.
Trev.
Parade Alley's got some George Dickel going. That's some nice stuff right there. I'm sorry, Trevor. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good.
Well, we do miss James tonight, but are we ready to try this?
I'm going to mix a drink while you guys are chatting.
Yeah, Jason.
I was going to present my screen to you, Jason, but he's going to go mix a drink. So
I was going to
to
say
the rest of us, maybe. Yeah, boy.
Got a Woodford.
I'm not going to mix
He's
it.
at Chase's house, so he's rating.
Yeah, no, Chase is in bed, so I'm going to drink all his booze.
Right, you're going to mix it with the glass. So you don't need to mix it with anything else.
Yeah, I'm just going to put some ice in there.
Well, if Chase is in bed, just drink it out of the bottle. What the hell?
Well, you got to cool it down a little bit.
You know what's funny about our guest Paul tonight? I met him in Madeira, I think. Had we met before that, Paul?
Last year on Friday with the GSI is when I met you, because you had Robbie Blackstone, some of the tally guys, right, came over there. And I was right there parked next to you guys working on the motor. And anyways, Robbie introduced you to me. You were focused because you guys were trying to mess with the motor. Something going on there. And I was right there with Steve Melanesio, right? But so that's when you and I first met, was then. And then I met Brian there too, through Steve and all that. But
I feel like we really met this year, though. Like we really got. I feel like we're going to be best friends.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I enjoy talking to you guys, man. It's great, you know.
It's like the movie Step Brothers, you know.
Did we just become
we got
best
bunk
friends?
beds. Yeah,
yeah.
We do
There
all
you go.
kinds of activities. I'm looking forward to our future of pulling together. I think it's going to be real fun.
Oh, that'd be a blast.
You know, you mentioned the tallies and then also some of the work you guys do. I think it's funny that you and Kane Trucking have been friends with the Tally family for 40 years or whatever. And the Massettis and the Tallies have been very close for at least that long. Marty and I were in each other's weddings 24 years ago. So
Kenny and I are
we all
both
grew up
turning
together.
50. Yeah,
Trevor, tell him
Steven
Tito's, Trevor.
Steven and Kenny are the same age, and Marty and I are the same age, and we grew up together. We vacationed together when we were kids. So it's just funny. And then I do want to thank you for your sponsorship on Steve's tractor last year at the farm show. Kenny saw it, took a picture of the tractor, sent it to me, and said, "What's it going to cost to get a Tally sticker as as big as canes on your tractor. And I said, oh shit, we'll do that, no problem. He says, all right, I'll send you a check. So now that's why we got the big old Tally T, because the cane was on Melanesio's tractor.
Yeah, see that? We threw gas on the fire. Yeah, we're throwing gas on the fire right there. You know, we always because they had their booth this year for the first time. They actually had a booth at the farm show, and then we've already been there for a while doing our deal. And you know, you come around and see we like to do things right, you know, and not that we're trying to be more than anything else. They're cheers. But it's representing Kane Trucking, and we like to do the jobs right and make things look good, and that's what we do. So then this year, 2024, they got a booth at the farm show, and he told me they got one in there. I said, well, perfect. Well, where are you at? Well, this is where we're at. Okay, good. You're close by to us, so come over. Well, we're making some food there and all that, so Kenny comes by, and it's like, hey, have a burger. You know, we're over here eating. He's like, what the heck? And then get some drink over here at the ice chest, you know. And anyways, he's seen that there. And then we go to the Peterbilt booth right across from him. Well, there's Steve's other tractor, the Tasmanian Devil, single engine, facing Kenny's booth with Kane Trucking all over the fenders and stuff, just looking at him the whole time, you know. So it was great. And then we seen at the fairgrounds, we seen them over there and running away really quick because you guys are getting ready to pull. And I thought, and I seen the sticker there. I was like, all right, perfect. Threw gas on the fire. You had to go put some stickers on your guys' tractor. I was like, this is all right.
Hey, Paul, is your tractor going to be at your booth at the farm show this year?
It is, yeah. It's going to be in there.
We got to go tell Kenny.
Yeah.
It's not going to cost much more, but we'll bring the tractor. Yeah.
There you go. I'll let him know. I've already been stoking him a little bit on the deals, you know. It's so we've got another so after that whole deal of him putting his logos on your guys' tractor and then on the sled and the whole deal, right, which is it's great, you know. I mean, why not? We're all here. Everybody's friends. Everybody's got a business to run and things to do. So why not? I mean, he's in the service job work area too, just like I am. So anyway, so he comes by here, want to test out a piece of equipment from the farm show here at our yard. And I was like, yeah, bring it over here. No problem. And I was like, hey, so you hustled pretty good to get those stickers on the whip, huh? And he says, yeah, you seen that, huh? I was like, you damn right I did. That was great. That was awesome. I said, hey, dude, but you're going to have to step up a little bit more. And he's like, what are you talking about? I pull out a picture. So one of our other customers does top fuel nostalgia drag racing, right? And I said, hey, Paul, you're going to have to get one of these. I showed him my picture, and he's like, what the heck? Actually, you said the F word, right? But he's like, what the hell? You got this here. He's like, you do that too? I was like, well, it's one of our customers there too, just as well. So we do something for them on that part. He's like, gosh, dang it. I was like, I'm just letting you know you're gonna have to grab another gear. But it's kind of hilarious because there is a long relationship between us and Tally, and it goes way back before my time. But Ken Sr. dated Bill Kane's daughter a long time ago, you know. So Bill Kane is one of the founders of the company here. So anyways, he had girls, and Ken Tally Sr. dated Lorraine Kane there for a while. So when he was driving truck, he spent a lot of nights in the yard over here, you know, in his truck. So kind of interesting. Yeah. I mean, I know, I'm sure he had people on the truck, so who knows what will happen there. Maybe
we're going to have to sign NDA. We're going to have to sign NDAs before we have Paul come on next time. So
I mean, the good thing is it's not on the internet for everyone to see. So
honey, and Sarah, I only drink on Monday nights, honey. I promise. So it's all good. So everybody say hi to my wife, Sarah. She's checking in on me on the podcast.
Hi, Sarah. She's doing fine.
That's awesome.
Hey, how do I send this to Kenny Tally on the Facebook?
Go to like MLM Motorsports and hit share, copy link.
I can't figure it out.
My name's Kevin Massetti. I put up the blinds for the people and they pay me.
Share.
So, hey, Trevor, what's that thing where like they show like the old caveman and then like the thing and then your dad's like the most civilized one? Like if you go left or right at the top. You kind of I did that on purpose. Kevin is
the evolution.
I feel pretty good. I'm in the middle. I mean, like that's not bad.
I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. And then Brian's he's the civilized 2024.
Fuck it. I'm just gonna text him.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
All right, Schultze, I'm going to try to share this screen, okay?
Okay.
See if this works.
Yep.
Are you doing Marketplace already?
Yeah, we are.
Man,
it did not work yet.
Wait a minute. Give me a minute now.
Hey, while you're doing that, I'm going to take you with me, but I'm going to go refill my drink too. I should have done it what Jason did. That guy's so smart. I just should have known.
Monday nights with Massetti squares are for drinking. You are not wrong. You are not wrong.
Did we get it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, look at that.
This is episode
Shit.
8 already of Massetti's Marketplace Edition.
Good
That, if James said it's episode 8, I'm going to say it's episode 8.
Yeah, we don't mess with James. He's my favorite Massetti.
What the hell?
We know that.
Well,
It's okay.
He's busy tonight.
Don't worry about it.
I'm going to brag on James a little bit. He's involved in this deal called BIG, Boulevard Investment Group, where the students run this investment portfolio. And they had a huge pitch, a stock pitch tonight, a presentation. So Christy actually left yesterday. She's there now. She went and watched it tonight, said it went excellent. So we're very proud of James for all his hard work he's doing. But he couldn't be here with us tonight because he was doing that. So
I mean,
you know what's
when you look at your
pitching
future
tonight, Brian? I'm sorry, Jason.
What's that?
No, go ahead, Steve.
I was asking what stock he's pitching tonight because they're batting like 1,000 right now.
Yeah, I bought some stuff that he told me. He gave me some hot tips last weekend, and I bought them.
Well, thanks for
This one was
sharing.
on an erectile dysfunction pill.
Yeah, Hims. I bought it. Yeah.
Hims. Yeah, Hims.
Yeah, we're up a little bit on that.
Good. All right. Well,
Tonight's
as we know,
episode of Massetti and Friends brought to you by Boner Pills. Hims. For when you drink too much watching Let's Grow Pulling and your shit don't work no more, take a Hims and you can still please her. Back to you, Brian.
Okay, well that was a good commercial. Thank you. So this is Massetti and Friends Marketplace. James is the creator and the best host we've ever had of this. I'm going to do my best to make him proud tonight. And I think we're all familiar with the rules. You guessed the listing price. It is Price is Right rules. Closest answer without going over wins. The closest gets 1 point and a direct hit gets 3 points. And the winner may or may not get a GSI t-shirt. No guarantee on the year, size, or if it's clean or not.
Brian, did you go off of memory or did you write that down? Because that's pretty damn good.
I've been studying this kid's work. I think he's great.
Also,
I
James
wish I
sent
was
it
a little
to me.
more like James.
Ken Talley
Also reading it up.
is out
Ken.
of bed.
Oh,
Ken Talley is live.
Yeah, dude, he's in.
What's up, Kenny?
Yeah, what's
Yo,
up, Kenny?
Tally
Come
oil.
on here.
Woo-hoo. Tally oil for the win. So
Yes,
get after
yes. Well, are we ready to? This is weird not being able to see you guys. I see what James is saying now, but anyways, we're gonna jump right into our first item here. So coming up first, we have a John Deere 4430 used, but it's in good condition.
I love
This
you,
tractor
Brian.
runs in the
You're doing
85.
good. You're doing good, Brian. I like this.
Well,
This
thank
is
you,
what I
Jason.
did last time, and you said I did
Kevin,
shitty.
you sounded
Kevin,
like a
you fucked it
retard.
all up.
Retard.
JD
Anyways.
4340.
Can we get back to our first slide here? This
It's probably a good
4430.
idea.
Go ahead.
8,500-pound light limited pro stock in the Battle of the Bluegrass series. This is an NTPA certified tractor. It's got an REI engine, Weimer turbo, a 15 millimeter P pump, and he runs Simpson water injection. Now it's got a Crowler 4-disc clutch with only 4 runs on it, so that's really only 1 run per disc, so it's practically brand new. It's got a 3-speed transmission, some pretty excellent 24.5 32 Firestone HPs on Midwest wheels, and this is located in Marysville, Ohio. So everyone can see it. To me, the picture on the right shows a much more faded paint than the one on the left, but maybe I'm just looking at it wrong.
It's an action shot.
But this is a pretty cherry 4430. So in order to curb the cheating, and also I'm going to keep in the spirit of being James. So Uncle Kev, you're first. What's your guess on this beautiful John Deere 4430?
Now, Brian, are you going to write these down, Massetti?
Yes, sir. I've got a piece of paper over here. I'm going to show it to you if you can see this. I got a piece of paper with everybody's name and little spot. I'm ready to go. I am practicing this.
Does it say Trevor the Cheater? I just need to know as I
No, but I know Trevor's in Bree's room, and as much as I like Bree, I think she contributes to the delinquency of a Trevor. So I'm pretty sure they're cheating.
Hey,
She
Brian.
is not here right now because
yes.
she's going to get chicken.
John Spielman's in for 120.
John Spielman said John Spielman knows what he's talking about.
No, John's drunk, but we'll get to that later. So
John knows what he's
All right,
saying.
Uncle Kev. Uncle Kev, where you at on this beauty?
Justin Van Tassel's in for 135, Kevo.
So I think they're too high.
They are.
Was it being insinuated that I'm cheating though? With
Not
you
yet.
said
Not
about,
until
Just that you
pick
do
off
sometimes.
2-year-old.
Not yet.
Not yet, but we're afraid you're going to.
oh. But how could I?
I mean,
I keep my
we
fingers
gave him plenty of
interlocked the
time
whole
to do that.
I'm gonna say this is
What's that?
I have no idea. John Bohr says 69,000. He's probably really close, but I'll say
You're going to say 69,000. We already know.
83,000. Lock me in. Locked in.
83,000. Okay. Pound and Paul, what are you thinking about this John Deere 4430?
Well, I'm gonna say 100,000. If the wheels were
Shoot.
polished down a
100.
little more, it'd probably go for a higher price.
I think I went too low.
Okay.
Damn it.
T-Dog, what are you looking at besides the ad?
No, couldn't find it. What did Uncle Kev say? 83?
Uncle Kev's
You better
in at
go
83.
at least 5,000 more, Trevor. Don't you do it. You cheater.
I was gonna go 85.
You fucking
80 how many?
85,000.
85,000 for Trevor. Okay. Uncle Steve, where are you at on this?
Yeah, this is a tough one because I literally have no idea. I'm going to go 85,001.
Oh, you son of a...
Steve, you should have just gone 85,000 with the cheater.
I probably just overbid by $1.
Well, okay. Jason, you probably have some experience in this realm. What are you thinking?
75.
75,000. Okay, that's our whole panel tonight, right? We don't have Kinsey, Mike left.
Nope. Yep.
So-
Mike's got to go to school tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, well, 85,000.
What a surprise.
Yeah, we should
Trevor?
probably just play a different game, I guess. Trevor.
I did not even look it up, I swear.
Uh-huh. No, of course you
You
did.
can't
well,
swear.
For the
Trevor.
time being, Trevor, we're going to give you 3 points.
Trevor's going to go first every time. Okay.
Yeah.
If you
let
cheat
Trevor go
again-
first.
I'm ready. This is my
Okay.
night.
We can't talk around this though. We got you put it up, Trevor guesses.
Yeah. You can't do the Kevin Massetti. Well, I mean, I don't really
So
know.
I don't get to go through the whole description. We're just going to
I mean,
go
you can
right
do
to
that,
the-
but we got to watch his eyes.
No, you know what you do? You do before the description, Trevor has to guess, and then we all get to guess.
That's a good idea.
What?
Yeah, Trevor.
All right, Trev,
if you're gonna cheat,
Trev, we're
you have
going
to-
to give you one more shot here, Trevor, okay?
I don't know, maybe 85. I don't know.
This is bullshit.
Okay.
Could be like an
Next up.
$85,000 tractor. I don't know.
All right, check this out, boys. A custom 2016 F650.
Trevor.
650.
Not a tree. Not
How
a
much,
four,
Trevor?
Not a 5.
No.
A 6
Go
fifty.
ahead.
That is a 650. Now, this 650 was originally owned and built for NBA superstar Shaquille O'Neal by
Oh, it's
Supertrucks.
like Pimp Your Ride last week.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys have ever heard about Shaquille O'Neal.
Trevor,
But he's a big
this
deal.
doesn't work.
Why?
You have to
Look,
do
I'll
this.
lock it in right now. 125,000. That's what I'm guessing.
Okay,
You son of a
Trev's in at
gun.
125. Does anybody still want to hear about it, or
Yeah, I
you
do.
wanna-
I do. We do.
So we get the cheater out. So
Well, after Shaq owned it, the truck has had many more upgrades. And this seller used it to haul his boat and equipment, but rarely gets used. And it's only got 52,600 original miles on it. And that boat doesn't look like much of a load for that truck, if you ask me, but what do I know? This does have the 6.7 power stroke turbo diesel with the automatic transmission and some big beefy rear airbags, as you can see in that picture. The whole thing was built by Supertrucks, no expense spared, custom seats and powered fold-down rear seat, nice stereo, overhead strobe light bar, and water tank not included, but it could be for the right negotiated price. This water tank that's not included has a Honda motor, and it works great to clean off the toys when you're done for the day. It was only used to wash down the boat and toys after the use. And it does, of course, have a power hose reel. If you look these trucks up, if you're interested in them, they're not cheap, but they do tow amazing. And of course, it's a blast to drive. Be great for hauling your race boat, toy trailer, or I'm going to say your pulling tractor around.
Exactly.
Paul. So, Paul,
Ain't trucking.
why don't you hit us up with your best price on that?
Oh, I'm gonna say about 135,000.
155?
35. 135.
You mean 35. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, Uncle Steve, where are you at on this custom 2016 F650?
I mean, this thing is nice. I think you guys are all low. I'm going with 160,000.
Oh.
60,000. Holy shit. Jason, where are you at on this bad boy?
175. 175.
175. Uncle Kev, we're at 125 to 175.
He's going to bid
100,000. 100.
Why don't you just bid $1 if you're going to be below 125?
Hey, Steve, shut up. He's a grown ass man. He can bid what he wants.
That's a good point. My bad. Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Jay.
I like Ken Talley on the show. He makes a lot of comments. He says put a cane sticker on it and it's worth more.
If you put a cane sticker, it's worth 104. Yeah, dude.
Our
So are you at 104?
White and blue. I mean,
He's at 100. He's at 100.
100,000.
Kev's at 100?
Between 100 and 100. It's $100,000 truck. It's Shaq's truck. Whoa.
Get out of here.
Wait a minute. Now that's not cheating.
We should have gone to 104.
I almost went 104.
All right. So far, I think the uncle and the nephew have a little something going on, and I'd like for you guys to use the honor system and not cheat, please. It kind of puts out a bad look.
Yeah, you guys are giving California people a bad name.
I kind of thought it was
nobody's going to want to come fool
120,000.
us if they think you're a bunch of cheaters.
And that was not cool. Whoever turned it to 100.
By the way, we should have just let him bet $1. He would have gotten 1 point.
True.
All right.
Okay,
next
well, I'll
up,
take
boys.
the points, but I didn't mean to.
Oh,
you got 3 points, Kev. So next up,
Trevor's going to be all over this.
we have a 2003 GMC 2500 HD. Don't forget, it is an HD. It's got a brand new 6468 position 1 turbo, 824 new intercooler, 724 ARP head studs. I don't know if that's the date or the model of these things, but anyways, 100% over injectors, edge monitor with Danville tunes, 5 positions. Count them, 5 positions. A Mishimoto transcooler, stage 4 built transmission with billet input and output shafts. It's got a rear steel drive shaft. I guess it's better than having an aluminum one. Billet flex plate. This truck runs and drives strong, but the bed is rusted out under the flares. Interior is very good condition. Clear title. Get you more pics. Ellsbury Mo. Beautiful rig. Clearly it can pull a sled. So what are our thoughts? Let's go. Let's let Paul lead it off this time.
Well, I'm not much of a GMC guy or a Chevy, but I mean, I'm gonna say probably about 25,000 for that thing.
Wasn't it 25?
25.
T-Dog, where are you at?
I was gonna say, if it was a Cummins, I'd say more, but I was gonna go 30.
Trevor's in for 30. Uncle Steve?
34.
34. Jason Beer Money Schultz. What are you looking at, buddy?
17.5.
17.5.
And Ken Talley
Uncle
was
Kev.
$43.50.
Is this more than like a stock class?
Hey, dipshit. We all get the same. Read it.
Yeah, but
Listen to your brother.
I don't know what all that stuff means.
Hi.
Either
do I.
Either bet
Kevin
$1
McKinney.
or 100,000. Those are your
$1.
choices.
Thank you.
$1.
You're in at $1?
Well, I guess. What's the lowest bid?
17.5.
17.5.
I'm gonna guess it's under that. $1. Wait, am I the last
or
better?
whatever Trev says.
You're the last one, Uncle Kev.
I'm gonna say $1.
$1 and
Oh my God.
$12,000.
Uncle Kev. Uncle Kev.
He is a dipshit. He is a dipshit.
Uncle Kev.
He is a dipshit.
Yeah. So at our midpoint here, Uncle Kev has 4 points. Trev has 3.
Raise the
Taking
roof.
both of they're both direct hits.
I
Could
expected
be,
more out of Paul. Guy seems a little more worldly. Ken Talley's
like-
really been cheering for him. You know,
I feel like Paul, Jason, and I are all going to play the rest of this game under protest.
Paul?
We'll still play.
Paul,
but
you
under
have been our
protest.
best interview out of MLM.
Is that right?
No, seriously, you talk a lot. Melanasio said like 3 words. How you doing? That's all he said, and he sat there in his chair. So I'm impressed.
I knew Paul was going to be good because if you ever see any of Kane Trucking social media, Paul is all over it. He does it. So, anyways,
If you notice
I like
all
to
the videos, I always have them take a front view only, not a side view, because then you'll see my belly. You know, so front view only.
That's good planning.
That's genius, Paul.
I mean,
Really
you
smart.
don't like fat people, Paul? What's going on?
I don't have a problem with it, but for me, I like to be in black, and I like to be front view only because I look a little skinnier, right? When you side view, you can see my belly hanging out right there. So it's a Portuguese thing, I guess. I'm not sure, but
The Portuguese pounder.
Portuguese pounder. Yep.
all right. Well, next up, we have a commercial for Trevor Massetti's senior
Trevor,
project.
Trevor, will you take it from here?
I can take it from here. Yeah. So I am currently working on building a garden tractor pulling sled.
Trevor, can you make it a little more exciting? Like James it up a little bit, would you?
Yeah.
Shit, I'll do my best.
James it up.
Get your hot girlfriend over here. Get your hot girlfriend. We'll make
She's not here right now.
What are you doing in her
hang
house?
out in her house?
Well, she's going to go pick up dinner.
Yeah, she's in the other room looking up stuff on Facebook Marketplace.
No, she's
That
not.
is exactly what's happening.
Peter.
Definitely not.
All right, Trevor, get after it. T-Mass.
So yeah, I'm building a senior project or a garden tractor sled as a senior project. I think it's going to be badass. It's going to look just like the big sled, except it's going to be small, and it's going to be named Terminator 0.25. So if anybody has components, hydraulic components, or if you want to donate monetary or money for the metal to complete the build, any of that would be awesome.
Does it have room for a Kane Trucking sticker or a Tally Oil?
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, plenty of
One
room.
on each side. It's fine. You can do that.
Yep.
Hey, Trevor, what's your goal for raising? The financial goal.
I think it's going to be about $5,000 worth of metal, and then the hydraulic components. I've got a couple components sourced already, so I'm not sure total how much.
What have you raised so far?
Money wise, not so much. It's more been components, which is awesome. I have
Got a shout out to Holt Equipment.
That's what I was gonna say. David Leinfelder, he works at I believe Holt Caterpillar, and Holt and Quinn Caterpillar are gonna donate a 25 horse 3-cylinder diesel engine to
Whoa.
run it.
That's fun.
So that's pretty cool. And then a couple other little things that are going to be a big help at getting it done. Oh yeah,
Look at those guys.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's the weight box. So we built that over Thanksgiving break, and then I ordered the metal last week, most of the tubing that I need. So I'm going to start building the the main frame over Christmas break while I'm home, and then I'll.
Looks like you may have used the plasma cutter to get that going. Oh, sorry, Jay.
No, Steve, you go. You started first. I
was just going to say, it looks like they were using the plasma cutter at the shop to get those lid boxes done.
Yeah,
box lids done.
The whole thing was cut out on the plasma table. All the
that's
pieces.
amazing. So
I made it all. Maybe next week I'll try and have the model that I could pull up and show, because it's pretty neat. You could see I've designed the whole thing in CAD in SolidWorks, and then you take it and slap it on the plasma table and burn it all out and put it together.
That's great.
Trev, I just heard Auntie Amanda said something. She'd like to donate something. That's good.
She's the best.
Yeah. So she'll.
Trevor, how can we get for everybody who's watching, Trevor? Because I know a lot of people are going to want to support this. I mean, I know I will. How can we get the money to the team for your project?
Shoot me either an email or a text message, or on Facebook or Instagram. Just shoot me a message and we'll figure out the best way to do it. But,
I'm gonna set up a GoFundMe and keep 90%.
Yeah, that seems fair. That's totally reasonable.
Do you have like an Apple Pay application we could use? Maybe something?
Do I what?
Like maybe an Apple Pay or Apple Cash, whatever that's called?
Yeah, that would work. Or Venmo.
Okay, here's the best comment of the night. Ken Talley. Trevor, I got some old shitbox cane trucks out back. You can rob them. I'm sorry, but I got to mess with Pounding Paul.
That's perfect. His dad's supposed to go ahead and kind of get them all fixed up there, because he likes collecting all the old trucks. So they got about four of our old trucks sitting over there, Kenworths, so that's perfect. All they need is some love put into them. They'll be ready to rock and roll. It's got a lot of patina on them, though. There's some old trucks.
Put a big T on one side, a big cane on the other. I think we got this thing done, buddy.
Oh, real quick. Yeah, I was going to say, Trevor, you need what kind of axles you put underneath this your sled is going to be like a big, from big rig trailers, like a 20,000-pound axle or what?
No, it'll be small.
Small.
I think just like a Dana 60 type rear end, like small.
Oh, okay.
Because it's just for little like lawnmower tractors,
Yeah. So we got everything big. So we got all kinds in the boneyard. That'd be perfect for it.
What kind of pickup you driving there, Paul?
Hey, I want you guys to remember something. If you remember anything about the Portuguese Pounder or Paul, I like everything big to compensate. So I drive an F450 dually.
You're the best, Paul.
You could have an F650 for $100,000 if you want, but
yeah.
Right. Well, Trevor.
So, Trev, this senior project, it then stays with the Cal Poly pole team. They'll run it from when you guys are gone.
No, this will be for MLM. That'll be ours.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We need a little pull sled.
Mm-hmm.
A little small.
So that's the reason that we're posting this commercial, so that Mom and Dad don't have to sponsor this whole project. So we appreciate all the help we can get.
What color are you going to paint it? Red, white, and blue, or is it going to be blue and yellow?
White.
Trevor.
No, it could be red, white, and blue.
Yeah, Trevor, you can say the color can be bought. That's just Trevor.
Yeah, that's a good point. Depends on who puts up the money.
It could be cane color for sure.
It could definitely be cane colors.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say, hey, I can supply the paint, no problem.
Oh God.
We were thinking we already have a red and a blue sled, so now we just need a white one. So then we got the whole gamut covered.
There you go.
At least the three important colors.
Kenny may want to step up and get some yellow and blue in there. I don't know.
Half burned down deuce. Well, you could probably pull the rear ends out of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ken Talley he's coming in with title sponsorship. He says blue and yellow. Ken, do you have Trevor's email address? I just want to make sure for asking for a friend.
We can hook them up.
Yeah, he'll get it for sure.
Shouldn't be a problem.
All right. Very well. Thank you all for
that was a long ass commercial, Brian.
It really was.
Connor, we still got more of the other deal?
We're only halfway through, Kevin.
Halfway through.
See that? Hey, Kenny just said no cane color, so he's going to sponsor you all the way now to get it taken care of. See, so that's perfect.
Thank you, Ken.
Take the hammer and put sold. Done.
One
and a boys.
3 and a 2 and a 3 and a 3 and a 2.
Next up on our Facebook Marketplace is a 93 Chevy 15 hundo.
Or also known as a shitbox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this thing has been beat to shit.
Look at that one picture. It's upside down.
Yes, it is.
I like that he's like, come look at it if you don't believe the cab is shot. Of course it is. The fucking thing's upside down.
Blank cash or best offer, because the worst he can do is say no. The driveline is in fact great. The frame, decent. It's not bent or twisted. The cab was shot. I don't know if he means it was shot at or the picture of it being upside down.
I'm going to go to the restroom. Put me in for 400.
Okay, Uncle Kev's in for 400.
He likes it.
If you don't believe it, come look at it. It's in New Franken, Wisconsin. Is that far from you, Jason?
It's just east of me, a couple hours. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't really think we need to go get this one. It looks like a royal pile of shit. But anyways, so Uncle Kev's in for 400. Uncle Steve, where are you at?
I mean, oh my God. First of all, how can this guy say the frame is not bent or twisted? Like, I guarantee you
he just typed it with his keyboard. I mean,
that's true.
He could say anything he wants.
Yeah, it doesn't have a Carfax report. So
right, but I mean, he also like the driving line's great, and he obviously knows he's not going to let this go for nothing. I think he wants a lot more than 400 that Kevin's asking for. I think he might want like $1,100.
Okay, 1,100. Jason, I'm from Wisconsin. Schultz, what do you got?
550.
You're in at 550. How about the Pound and Paul? What are you thinking?
Yeah, 500.
500.
Yep.
T-Dog, where are you at?
551.
That's the right guess, Trevor.
It's got to be
551. That's kind of, I mean, borderline chicken shit, but that's good. That's good.
No, it's 100% the right play here.
Okay, and 500. Look at Paul coming in strong.
Winner, winner.
Paul.
Get your chicken dinner. How about that?
Paul, that's a 3-pointer. You're right in the thick of things now. I'm proud of you.
What happened? I just got back.
You did a good job.
Paul
Kevin.
nailed it. 500.
Whoa. Yep. I was close.
How about that?
Way to go, Paul.
That's the first one that I'm 100% confident was not cheated on.
I'm
anyways,
impressed that I got the first one because I did not cheat and it was dead on.
Yeah, no,
I have not cheated either.
We know.
Okay, well we'll go with that, guys. Let's see what's next. Oh man.
Oh shit.
A moonshine distillery. I would have thought a whole distillery was the whole building and all, but it looks like what you're getting is in that picture. It's a little used, but not much. It's pretty much new, and it's big. So I don't know if he's trying to say that the picture doesn't make it look big, or it's bigger than it really is. But
look, that's some
he
bitch
just
is
moved
not
it.
big.
Well, I mean, it is big, Steve. He said it's big. He just moved it, looking to sell, and he will take trades on things. And he's from Claremore, Oklahoma. I mean, pretty straightforward.
Brian, does it include any detail? Like, does it include a heat source? Does it have a thumper keg? Does it? What's the condenser? Does it have anything other than that one picture?
Negative, Steve. That's all we've got is one picture. I believe that's some kind of a pressure gauge on top. It looks like it has that fancy clamp deal. You might, if it's cheap enough, you might be able to use some of that piping on your limited pro stock or work stock diesel pickup. I don't know. But let's Steve, why don't you lead us off? No, did you lead off last time?
I didn't, but I'm okay this time. I'll go with 275.
Uncle Steve's at 275, and Uncle Steve has done a little bit of home brew work, so he might know something. I don't know.
You remember, Brian, we distilled, I mean, if
No,
it wasn't illegal, we would have.
We have to say allegedly, Steve.
You're talking illegal shit. I had nothing to do with it, buddy.
Oh, you weren't there? It was just me and Kevin?
Yeah, dude.
I didn't do it.
We made that moonshine, remember?
I still have some.
You can't see.
Yeah. No,
I believe me, I know.
Jason, you partake in the moonshine world, I believe. What are you looking at?
I watch moonshiners on Discovery. I like Tickle and Fickle and the two other colors. I'm in at 375.
375. Uncle Kev, what are you thinking?
I got a paint like a pressure pot. It looks like the bottom part. And then you used to have a RM 125, and that looks like that exhaust pipe.
It does.
Dude,
that is not the Jeopardy song.
I'm gonna say 5. You guys all enter with 75s?
Yeah,
they did.
The two of us, yes.
575s, dude. Did you
all
lock
right.
it in?
You're locked in at 575. I'm going to keep with the theme here and just say, Uncle Paul, what are you looking at here?
Uncle Paul.
I'm going to say 400. Nobody else
I
got
was
that,
looking for
right?
an Uncle Paul, man. This is great.
Hey, I answered a lot of things. It don't matter.
That's a flat 400. All right, Trev, comes down to you, buddy.
What's the lowest guess right now?
Right now, the lowest is 275 and the highest is 575.
I'm gonna go 200.
200.
Maybe I went too high.
Solid. 600.
Oh my God.
Wow.
What?
That gives Uncle Kev another point. Jeez Louise.
I don't think he cheated on this one though.
We're gonna give him that one. So Uncle Kev has 5.
Dang.
Uncle
Pound
Kev
Paul's
needs
at
a job.
3.
Uncle Kevin needs a job.
T-Dog's at 3. All right, and we have one. I think we have one left here, fellas. Let's see what's in store. Holy smokes.
Oh boy,
The
Larry.
pot of gold is right in the middle.
Okay, Jason,
Larry.
call him now. 7, 1, 3 divided by 2, 5, 4 minus.
Wait a minute.
6, 4, 9, 3.
We got to talk about this. It's a great running and driving old 1960 Chevy Bel Air. 89,000 miles on this jewel.
Original?
You can call or text that number for information from Larry.
Okay. Well, we're doing that right now, right, Jason?
Sure.
And does he have any information that's a small block in there?
This
Or
is
is it just-
283. I'm going to
Is it literally just the information?
You guys read that number to me?
7, 1, 3, 2, 5, 4, 6, 4, 9, 3.
What's his name? Larry?
Larry.
You guys have some
Before
questions?
you
ready?
dial, Jason.
Oh, it's
what's your
dialing.
number, Jason?
25,000.
Oh,
Uncle Kev.
Oh God! I don't.
Hey,
I
Larry,
just
we're
wanna talk
calling
to
on a
Larry.
1960 Bel Air you have on
This
Facebook
thing's
Marketplace.
priceless. I'm going to say this is a.
Hey guys, I got Larry on the phone. What questions do we have for Larry? So
I'm
Larry,
gonna say
every
12,000.
Monday night, a group of us get together that went to college and we drink and we buy things on Facebook Marketplace, and we're really interested in your 1960 Bel Air. So what questions you guys have for Larry?
What's the engine?
What's
The
the
two-
engine in it, Larry?
The 289.
283.
Original?
Is it original? Yes. It is original. Okay. What else you guys got?
Is it running?
Is it running?
Can you put Larry on speaker? Because this isn't working.
We can drive it to Wisconsin if we want to. So he clearly knows I'm from Wisconsin. So that's good.
How much does he want?
Larry, what
No,
do you
don't do that.
Larry, what's your bottom dollar?
Well, I've had like 6 calls today. I just got back in the country 5 o'clock this morning. And I kind of been sleeping in and out all day. One guy wanted to come out. I didn't want to get up, to show it to him. He was going to come from San Antonio, Texas. I mean, if somebody was here with some cash, I probably, would budge a little bit on it. The car, I tell you, is in excellent shape for its running condition. But I bought a Charger to work on. So I said, I'm gonna sell this car here. We had bought this car, was gonna fix it up, all the way. But after I got this Charger with a big motor.
What year's the Charger?
What year's your Charger, Larry?
73.
Oh,
yeah,
73.
Shit.
I'd like to know what country he was in this
But
morning.
it needs a lot of work,
Yeah. We want to know what country you were in this morning, Larry.
I was in the DR.
You in the Dominican Republic?
Dominican Republic. Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. He was clearly on vacation. So
He just got home today.
yeah, this
Yeah,
morning.
this morning
Don't
at
you
5
pay attention?
o'clock.
Oh,
Jesus, Kevin.
sorry.
Larry, how
60 Bel Air,
Larry,
dude.
how long have you owned this car?
Had like going on 2 years.
2 years. What's
the
the
body
fastest?
looks-
What's the fastest you've ever had it going?
Oh, I'm not a speed racer. That's what you're talking about.
So you drive
What's
in
the-
church or
We
what?
got to go out. We drive the car, probably 70, 75 on the highway. But I drove it to Houston, Texas
Have you
about 2 weeks ago.
Have you ever had sex in the car, Larry?
No.
No.
What's
Well,
them
I'm
burnouts
asking for a
look
friend.
I'm
So-
73 years old.
You're
I ain't
73
got
years old. Hey, that's okay, Larry.
No seats anymore.
No,
No,
excuse,
you
Larry.
can take Blue Chews or Hims, and your boner will
We're
jump
sponsored
right
by
up.
him
Larry.
Take
tonight.
hymns.
That's right.
Take hymns.
I
A
don't
lot
know
of them.
about all that.
You don't know about all that?
No, I want to live as long as I can live.
So you're saying that if you take blue chews, it won't work anymore, Larry, and you'll die?
I don't know.
You don't know. That's
Don't
fair.
ask Larry any more questions
Jason,
like that.
Jason, that body looks straight. Has he noticed any Bondo or body repair on that? It looks pretty good.
Is it pretty clean?
The car's pretty straight.
It's pretty straight, guys.
You know, the interior is not all that great, but we covered. We had the seats covered. The seat covers are brand new in it.
Does it chirp the tires in second gear?
What now?
Does it chirp the tires in second? We have a retarded friend. We let him come on here and ask questions. But does it chirp the tires in second gear, Larry?
I don't know.
He don't know.
We didn't buy it to race it.
He didn't buy it to race it.
I can respect that.
He respects it. What else do we need to know from Larry, guys?
I wish there was more we could ask.
Paul, do you have any questions?
I mean, you asked a question I was thinking about, so I mean, I have no other questions for that. I mean, maybe it's not broke in.
All right, Larry, we're gonna reconvene.
89,000 original miles. That
89,000 original miles, guys. I mean, we don't stumble into 60 Bel Airs like this, guys. This is clean.
No, this is our first 60 Bel Air.
Yeah.
Is it got a 3-speed? What's the transmission?
What's the transmission?
Power Glide.
Power Glide. Ooh.
Power Glide.
Oh, a Power Glide. Ooh. Does it come with the handicap placard or no?
Power Glide transmission is.
Oh, we know what a Power Glide transmission is. Somebody tell us what a Power Glide transmission is. Sounds like something in a race car.
No. That's what they came out with. Power Glide transmission is a 2-speed.
It's a 2-speed. It's got forward and reverse.
No, forward drive.
Nice
I don't
try.
know about that.
In and out.
Larry, thanks for your time. We won't bug you anymore tonight, but we will be calling with an offer tomorrow.
Thank you,
Okay,
Larry.
All right. Okay, bye.
Love you, bro. All right. So Larry's 73 and he has not had sex in that car. That's what I took from that conversation.
I mean, those are true statements.
Okay. Do you know what the best thing is? We've called 3 people 3 weeks in a row and they've all answered.
You're gonna be buying a lot of iron.
Did Larry put his number like that on the ad? Or did James come
No,
up
I think James did that for us.
Way to go, Jay. Thanks, buddy.
Too bad, because that kind of would have been a nice touch.
He said he's had 6 calls on it today. So
$7,500. It's got to be. It's a 10,000.
You're at 7,500.
I'll go 75. 74. No. Yeah,
You already said it,
75.
You're 7,500, Kev.
That's a good looking
Pound
car.
and Paul, what are you looking at for this shaggin' wagon?
Well, 20,000. I think that'd be pretty good.
Shit.
Did somebody else
P-Dog.
have them?
I'm gonna go 10,000.
And Uncle Steve.
What do we have right now? 75, 10,000, 20. What was Jason? 20? What's the range, Brian?
20. No, I'm sorry. 7,500 to 25,000.
25. And we have one at 10,000. I'm gonna come in at 12,200.
This reminds me of the Ghostbusters machine, doesn't it?
Well, from the front, yeah.
Yeah. You can stand up
Yeah,
and
almost.
Oh,
7,500.
Uncle Kev.
what a surprise!
Uncle Kev.
Now,
7,500.
I don't have Bree. I don't have any. Who's going to text me?
Kevin, you've had so much time to just look it up on your own.
It's true.
Okay, do the playback. Where's my hands and eyes been? On the freaking screen, dude.
I mean,
I
it's
don't know.
sad that you recruited Addison to help you with this, but if you bring her into your criminal enterprise, that's fine.
I can bring her in right now. She will go, "What the heck are you talking about, Dad?"
that's a beautiful car for $7,500.
I mean, honestly, really.
No, that can't be true though. Did I guess that?
Brian, what
You
state
did
that
say-
is? What area code is 713?
I don't know. I was trying. Is that an Arizona license plate? I can't tell.
It says Houston, Texas on my phone, 713.
Oh,
Zoom in.
probably Texas.
I'm gonna guess Texas.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. So, well, I think Uncle Kev might have set the high score tonight with 8.
I didn't
points.
cheat either.
without cheating.
Trevor, way to go for proving you're not
seriously,
cheating.
some people are good at these kind of games. Trevor's not, but Kevin might be.
I do round numbers. In the
Kevin, how many times have you
2500s.
won so far? Is it like 5 out of 7?
Well, it's probably every show you've been on. So 3 out of 3 so far.
That's it? You didn't win before that?
Yeah, and you go by that. We're gonna go by that
Right.
now we're in Louisiana. So you get after
Yeah.
that earlier. So
Oh, we
You guys
gotta let Kenny Kelly's gotta watch that show from 2 weeks ago.
it's on
worth it.
Spotify.
Yeah, dude. Well, I feel like we
Hey,
should
Brian,
buy all
here's
this
your-
stuff.
Brian, here's your chance to let Kenny know that you got to put the whip in the farm show there in his booth.
Oh yeah, we're doing
yeah,
it.
Kenny,
Kenny,
you weren't here with us
Tally.
yet, but
Kenny.
you know, Paul's got his own tractor that's going to be in their booth this year, so we would like to put the whip in the Tally booth with those big, beautiful Tally T's on it. Just we'll make sure we face it right towards the cane booth. Wait, sorry, Kev's telling me to shut up.
No,
No, it was a
Tally
T.
Oh, the
That's
Tally
T.
T. I thought you were saying like timeout.
No.
That'd be kind of curved a little bit, doesn't it? Or something
Yeah,
like
yeah. Paul knows.
Kevo,
what's
give me a
up.
fist bump right here, Kevin.
that.
Kevin,
Yeah.
fist bump. Fist bump.
You got you,
Smooth.
Steve.
We're so smooth.
No,
this
go the
way.
other way. Hey,
Yeah,
Paul.
we got it.
Hey, Paul.
Where are we going here? Up.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
Trevor, you want to go
You
for
got
the
you,
corner?
T?
Yeah, here, wait. Let's see if we can.
Straight up T.
Other way.
Oh, straight
I
up
would
and
give
down.
Jason
Okay,
one, but
so
Jason's gone.
Anyway,
Jason gave up on the show.
So
Oh, there
Kenny,
you go.
if you're still out there, we'd like to put that big, beautiful whip in the Tally family of companies.
What you mean? What Brian meant to say was he's offering for a price to allow you to put it in there.
Well, look, you got your answer. Well, of course. Perfect.
But we got to make sure it's pointing towards the cane booth so that they
Right
could
at
see
him.
it, and they'd be like, "Oh shit!"
If he's in the same booth as last year, he just got to point in kind of a southeast direction, which there should be room in his booth to do that. So it's perfect. Yeah.
Nice. We're on it. Cool.
Jason,
So
you're
I'm
not
well.
I'm ready to go to bed. I got to get up at 5 a.m. Eastern, and it's almost midnight Eastern. So I do want to please check out Full Pull Live. We're dropping our Full Pull Access series, you guys, this weekend. Our first episode is going to be with the Hazleys. I think you're very familiar with the Hazleys.
That's
there,
awesome.
Mr. Massetti. So check out fullpull.live, and then Lemke Motorsports the 21st, the following Saturday, and then the Simons on the 28th. So check out fullpull.live for those awesome drops. Of course, we're the awesome live stream and fortunate of the Golden State Invitational. Thank you, Brian, again, and MLM Motorsports for that. So appreciate you guys. Paul, you've been our best MLM interview here on Massetti and Friends. Thank you for being fun. You can be a regular. I like your energy. That's
Well,
a good
thank you.
time.
For sure.
Appreciate the invite to be on here. I feel
Well, it was-
special now.
That was all Massetti. Brian's in charge of the Massetti and Friends, right? Or Let's Go Pulling After Dark otherwise. So
It's awesome. Now, thanks again, guys. It was fun.
Love you, Paul.
Peach
Love
Pit.
you, Paul.
Thank you,
I
Paul.
love you guys.
Nice to meet you, Paul.
So
Nice to meet you too.
we can all hang out for a minute after the exit
Yeah.
video, right?
yeah, and real
Don't
quick,
log out yet, guys.
for those of you coming to PRI, please stop at the Lucas Oil Stadium floor. We're going to have the 5-engine modified 15,000 horsepower unlimited tractor owned by Adam Bauer of Peyton, Iowa. We are going to win PRI. We're going to have the
Hell
coolest
yeah.
thing there. So if you guys see anything on social media about it, please share, like, comment. This is the greatest motorsport in the world, and we need more people with eyeballs on it. And that's what we're trying to do here at Full Pull. And that's why we do these podcasts. And I love you guys all. So thanks
Love
for
you too,
watching.
buddy.
Brian,
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
say something cool. Trevor, say something cool.
Let me know if you want to sponsor a badass garden tractor sled.
Nice work,
There you go.
dude.
Well said.
This is usually where James takes us out. Like,
Yeah.
Jason kicks it
Good
to
job,
James.
Trev,
He takes
though.
us out.
Love you, bud.
And Trevor's like,
Steve,
hey, send us money.
Hey, Steve, take us out tonight. Steve, take us out
All right,
tonight.
Jason. Hey, thanks for having us on tonight, Jason. And thank you, everybody, for joining Massetti and Friends for the 8th episode.
Paul, and our special guest. And when we say special, we mean it. Paul Barcelos from Game Truck.
Let's make some noise. Good running. John Deere out of Iowa coming up. We got one right behind you.